honestly, we don't really get like any sort of thunders or anything like that over here, but when we do get like rains, it's just like rains for like 2 weeks, like straight up. It's not going to be like one of them things. It will just rain for a day and then it will stop raining. It will just rain for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks straight up. You get so sick of the rain over here, honestly. Even today it's just raining outside.
Oh wow. Oh, I did tag you in that post on Instagram. I know you're probably like, why is she tagging me? But they're giving
Which
away a $400,000 challenge on the traders the trading, what's it called, the funded trader.
Oh, I see that now. No, I haven't really been on my Instagram because my eyes have been hurting so much, so I've just been
Yeah,
off
yeah.
screens. Yeah, yeah, I see the tag now. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Let's see if we can win it. Hey, what's happening everyone on the YouTube live stream as well? But basically what I'm thinking is honestly after like this FTMO challenge, go for like MFF 100K challenge, my Forex funds 100K challenge.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
No, I
honestly,
get it, but it was a free thing, so I was like, I'm tagging.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, thank you so much. We're gonna look into it. But I've been off like social media. I've been off everything for, like this whole week. Literally, I've been so ill. I've had like no chart time whatsoever. So literally no time for charts, anything. Usually I spend like a lot of time on charts, like literally on the weekends as well, like kind of like plotting scenarios that are going to play out and things like that. But I've just been super ill, super super ill. But how's everyone doing on the YouTube live stream chat? But I was like, you know what, these days they really don't count. The days when you don't feel like you want to do the work, that's when the work really counts. So I was like, you know what, I need to go put the work in. I need to really really go and put the work in. What I'm gonna do is both of these. I think my second trade's about to get stopped at break even as well because both are at break even at the moment. So I've got this little trade running from like some time now, and the second one is over here. Let's see how it plays out. Are we gonna get waked out, or is it gonna play out nicely? Let's see. But these little two tiny positions running at the moment. How's everyone doing on the YouTube live stream, by the way? Okay, let's see what's happening with gold. So obviously like the previous weekly candle rejected. If we look at the previous weekly candle, it actually just came all the way down to 62 and rejected. And now the current weekly candle actually has an upper wick as well. And we can see it's starting to like reject off of this same sort of range. When we do reject from here, we get really, really massive rejection to the downside, as you guys can see over here. Really, really massive rejection to the downside. So we really have to see now if this is just a formation of the upper wick and now we're starting to reject to the downside. The only sort of issue area that we do have when pushing to the downside is this to the left. You guys can see usually price does start to reject from here, so we don't want to ignore this area over here. This can most definitely turn into some sort of support to start pushing up. So I do want to keep this area in my mind. That's why both of the positions that I've got running, I've secured some profits and I've made both of them risk free. As you guys can see, one of them just got stopped at a break even, and the other one, I've just got the other one running at this point now. Basically, again, risk free, secured profits down there. So pretty much a risk free trade now. You can see at this point now, looking at the daily candle, what's the daily candle doing? Look, you have the upper wick. At this point now, this was potentially just your bottom wick being formed. So now let's look at the structure on the 4 hour. Let's see what the structure is looking like on the 4 hour. Look at your 4 hour candle at this point now. You're breaking all previous lows, you're forming low lows and low highs. At this point now, we have also formed a new high, but we've tapped into this resistance level. It seems like usually when price does tap into this area down here, you guys can see this is some sort of rejection area. If we can mark this out over here, from here the rejections are really, really massive. Usually when we do reject from here, we come all the way up to the top side of the range, which will be the top side of the 4 hour candle, which is about 1782, about 60 plus pips. So now honestly, if we do start rejecting 1778, because what I'm thinking is that because there is not much volume in the markets anymore, pretty much we're gonna get something like this, some sort of choppy price action. Is gonna form new lows, come up, it's gonna break the lows, and it's gonna come back up again. Looking to the left as well, we had such clean range, right? So if we wanted to actually start pushing down now, we would not be rejecting once again. Look at the previous 30-minute candle as well, just the way it rejected actually, and then this one came down to potentially retest the lows again. Same area, we're literally rejecting the same area again, second rejection at this point now. So if we start forming this 1778 area into some sort of support, I think at that point daily highs are really achievable in my opinion. Questions that we should be asking ourselves right now as traders are, is this a pullback now because there is not much volatility in the markets, or are we actually starting to reject and this is the formation of a bottom wick? Because look at your daily time frame as well, we closed above this resistance now, so potentially we should be expecting a bottom wick anyway. The daily highs of the previous candle have been broken as well. We broke above the daily highs of the previous candle. At this point now, again, we tapped into this next zone and then from there started to reject. Usually when you do reject from here, you guys can see we usually get pushed down to the same level we're rejecting from now. So this can just be the pullback done now. If we start turning pretty much 1778 into some sort of support, I think we can most definitely look to take it up, most definitely. But let's see how it plays out. Because right now we've got this massive push to the top side. So what we can do now is we can start some sort of correction phase to start correcting this all the way down, come down, grab liquidity, retest 62, and then from there start pushing up. But again, I'm looking to be fluid in the markets. Whatever shows up, I'm going to look to execute on it. Got another 3 minutes left as well. Let's just move our thingy to the left. But you guys can see max drawdown was about like 3 pips. It was amazing today. Secured some profits all the way down there on this position I've got running. I've had this position running for a bit now as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this position out so I can execute on some more positions later on. I'm going to just take this one out. So this position I've taken out now. I've got 0 positions running at this point now. 0 positions running at this point. Okay, again, let's look at the weekly time frame. Let's see what the weekly candle is doing. We have a really nice upper wick at this point as well, but look at the previous weekly candle, the way it just rejected from the downside as well. We have a lot of momentum to the top side at this point now, and this is pretty much like, it seems like it's kind of turning into that sort of like pullback zone, and then from here we can start the uptrend from. That's how it's starting to look. So now it really depends how this sort of weekly candle starts to reject. If we start breaking the lows once again, at that point what's happening is pretty much candles are forming new lows. We're forming lower lows and lower highs, and then after that we come back for some sort of retracements. What's happening, my brother? Xauusd, is that how you pronounce your name?
Yo, my bro.
What's happening, my bro? You good?
I'm really good. Thank you for asking, man.
Of course, my bro.
It's Oz. It's a Turkish name.
Oh, okay. Turkish. Amazing, bro. I'm Pakistani, man. We're neighbors.
Love it, bro. Love it, man.
But yeah, man, how's it going? Got any positions running at the moment?
Not at the moment, man. It's just in a weird area, isn't it? It's been playing like this for most morning. For me, I feel like if it doesn't break, 1780, 180, we should be seeing some more downfall, some sell-off. But yeah, that 1776 just had a massive rejection, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I had 2 positions running over here, 2 sell positions, took both of them out. Honestly, what I'm thinking now is, looking at the daily time frame as well, honestly, it's just starting to reject this. And every time we turn 1778 into some sort of buy zone, and we start taking some sort of buy orders from here, we get massive rejections all the way up to 1787. So now I'm really looking to see what happens, because if we start clearing about 81 as well, at that point we're coming all the way up to the daily highs.
Yeah, we just have to see. They'll put a little cheeky alert and see how we get on.
Yeah, because we might be able to capitalize on a buy position down here now. This is half one as well. This is basically our session now. This is when we start looking for setups. We don't usually trade NY open. That's when usually you're seeing a lot of dodgy stuff going on. Prices grabbing a lot of liquidity. So we usually wait for this half an hour, and then after that we start trading around this time. So looking at the structure as well on the minute time frame, so we do trade based off the minute time frame as well. 2 things can be happening. We can be coming back up to retest these highs. You got to understand, the highs are all the way up here at 81, but if we do start violating this, get some sort of pullbacks and start breaking above this, I think we can really look to take it back up. Honestly, the way price is starting to reject again, look at the daily highs as well. You have a really clean range now on the intraday time frame. Are you looking for any buyer positions or just sells today?
You know what? For me, my bias is sell until like you said, it starts absolutely violating 1781. Then, because it's the momentum with gold, unless it absolutely smashes through that section, I can still see it just doing a U-turn on everyone and leave everyone stuck there. So you really like see the way you trade, and similar to where I trade, it's just grabbing and going with the momentum and getting out, hit and run kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Completely agree with that. One thing though, if you go down to the minute time frame, if you look at the way it's forming this double bottom as well, and then after that, look how many orders got executed down here, and look at this momentum candle over here, which is about 120 candle. So this 120 candle, a lot of momentum to the top side at this point as well. That's the thing now. So I really do want to see how it reacts around this 80 area to 81, this range. If we do start breaking above this, can get a clean pullback, and then from there, if we do see another momentum candle like this, I'll be looking to execute on a buy position. And daily highs could be the TP, the main TP. Obviously, we always secure our partial TPs at 1-to-1. So it really depends, right? 50%, 60%, and then from there we just let the rest run all the way up to the daily highs. So how do you usually execute your positions? Magic keys?
You know what? I bought it because it's a great concept, isn't it? But I haven't actually set it up yet. It's been sitting there for the last year and a half. It's like I operate off a Mac computer, and it's not compatible for a Mac. So I just got to, do the transition and get onto Windows. But yeah, man, this is the way forward. But I just got to get it done, really.
Yeah, I mean, we can send you our settings, man. Most definitely, especially like I would say around Feb, you should start using it, man. When the momentum starts to pick up again, really do need magic keys with gold. Such a volatile beast.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a lot more volume and just blast, we can see the 100 pip moves, and that's what I'm living for. These moves have just been draining all morning, man. It's like, but you are right, mate. It's starting to slowly push up, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, look at the 30-minute time frame as well. This is some sort of rejection area on the 30-minute candle. Yeah, there we go.
Reversal. There we go. Yeah.
There we go. This might just be it. I'm gonna be looking to execute on a position here soon. Again, exactly what we are expecting, guys. Look at this 80 level as well. You got to understand there are some sell orders here. We're starting to violate the structure highs at this point as well. But because the momentum has died down on gold a little bit, I do want to wait for those pullbacks. Otherwise, I would have executed on a position down here. But now I really want to wait for those pullbacks, man. Not interested until I see those pullbacks. Because it becomes a bit tricky now when you don't have as much momentum. Otherwise, you're expecting your minute candles to give you about 30, 40 pips. Now we're gonna have to sit on our hands a little bit, because let's see how it reacts around this resistance level, because it is tapping into 81 at the moment. So it can just like he said, it can do a U-turn from here. And if not, we're gonna start turning this area into some sort of significant support area. From there, collect some more orders, potentially come down, start forming higher highs and higher lows, start turning these structure highs into some sort of support, because you gotta understand the structure highs are all the way down here, right? So from here now, if we start to reject, again, we can take it back up. Otherwise, this is, again, can do a U-turn from here. So pullbacks are,
even the 5 minutes, it's really the next 15 minutes should tell us where we're going back up if we're.
Yeah. I think it will just be one of those things now with gold that we'll just have to wait for those extra bit of confirmations, man. Just wait for those 15-minute candles to close, 5-minute candles to close, just to get that extra bit of edge on our side. But honestly, I think we can from here really start pushing up now. The way we're getting this pullback is we'll start turning this resistance into some sort of support here. It potentially came down to do a retest to collect some more orders as well. So if we start breaking above these highs now, I think we can really start pushing up. Do have really clean range all the way up to like 83 basically. If we do start breaking above these highs now, 83 could be our target. First target. Oh man, the range is really tiny at the moment. That's the thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's just wick off after the wick off, man. For 30 minutes, 1784.97. It's just been playing games.
so what time do you usually like start trading?
Do you know what? I'm yet to focus on. I play between London Open and New York Open, just like waiting for it now, just because that's when we get a blast. I get in, get my pips and get out, and I'm done. Because you sit around with gold, it punishes you, man.
Oh, it does. It most definitely does, man. That's why you have to be like really strict, man. Have to follow your trading plan. Just stick to those, 1 to 2 trades a day, and how much ever risk you end up taking. I usually stick to about 1 to 2%, man. That's pretty much the best range for me.
Yeah, it's just finding that formula and just repeating the process. There's no, there's no, thing to it. There's no secret to it. It's just finding that and repeat. Even though it might seem boring, it's a percentage game, like you said. At the end of the month, as long as the figures add up,
Exactly.
that's what we're here for.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, the professional side of trading is actually quite boring because it's very like systematic. You're just following
We
a
get
system.
paid to wait.
Hmm.
We get paid to wait, man.
Basically,
that's the hard, right? It's just breaking down, the psychological, the technical, fundamental, and just finding a balance, and that's where you win, right?
Exactly. That's another thing about like the industry, like this social media industry of like trading. They give you like false hope. You'll get Lamborghini tomorrow. You'll end up taking a trade.
It's a selling package, isn't it? Do you know what? Like I love all the energy of those everyone in the industry, but you just got to take everything with a pinch of salt. You just if you, instead of thinking with hope, think with logic. And you take 5 minutes on their social media, and if you're a sensible person, you should be able to decide if it's for you or not. Yeah, most definitely, you need to be cautious, man.
That's what it is, man. I really, really do tell people like usually don't focus on other people's results as well, man. Because comparison really, really kills you in this market. Really, really does kill you. I mean, you can use comparison as a way of like using it to benefit you. If you were to see someone doing well, you're like, okay, I can get to that stage as well. But when people start to feel like, oh man, they're making so much money, I'm making a couple pence, is again, man.
Their story, bro. You know what? It's like a lot of people on the gram and a lot of people on social media. They patch up their profits. Look, we're actually falling back a bit.
Yeah.
They're using their marketing and their call selling to patch up their actual, their earnings from trading. I mean, if you're a great trader, like, so for me, for talking about myself, is trading allows me to buy freedom, have freedom. I wouldn't want to start selling courses or tie myself down with people. I will do it for the love of it, and obviously charge a bit of money just to make sense. Like these people are charging £2,000 to £5,000 and just absolutely just taking the piss out of people. It's horrible. It's a horrible way of doing things, man. For me, trading is just to be able to trade at any time, to open a laptop, have the charts going, do your thing, and then get cracking with the rest of the things and other things you like enjoying.
Exactly.
Doing really.
Honestly, at this point now, if we start turning 80 into some sort of resistance again, we can most definitely see some sort of momentum kick into the downside. Because again, we are expecting some sort of pullbacks now, but this is when you have momentum in this session now. So the way this turns,
it tries to create this third bottom, that's when we're going to see a rock, like you said on the last session. I watched your last YouTube, said a rocket ship.
Yeah, the rocket ship, yeah. Honestly, the rocket ship is loading up.
Well, look, if it does the third one, if it comes down and does it, that's when we're going to be like, bro, I'm with you, buyers, let's fly up, man.
Yeah.
But now it's just goals destroying stop losses and destroying souls at the minute, because it's in that area. I mean, like the last session, the way you dealt with the NFP, the way you know, like the buy sell and the sell stop and buy stop. That was just great. Obviously, I felt like you didn't catch as much as you wanted, but it was such a great way of doing it, you know. And like with here, you know, if we just be patient and then buy above, you know, 1784 maybe, and then buy below 1776, I feel like you're going to avoid so much more. Wait for the break and then retest and then go. It's just simple. Looking at your chart, looking at the physiology, sitting on your hand, and then, you know, rolling it into one, and it coming out as a great outcome, man.
Most definitely, man. That's what it is. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's a game of probability. Now, what business does this kind of have breaking its own highs? Because we are expecting a pullback, right? So now let's say we start to violate these structure highs again. This technically becomes your pullback. So in a way, the probability goes on your side if you're looking for buys, right? So I might be even interested in executing on one dynamic risk position here, and then after that, if we can start turning 1782 into some sort of support, try scale in. So I might be interested in a position over here now, guys. As I said, let's see how it plays out, honestly. Again, this could just be that retest to stop pushing down once again. So really have to see how price plays around this area, man. Really have to wait for this area to start turning into some sort of, at this point now, price needs to come down, retest this 81 area, and then start breaking its own highs at the moment. But because again, this can just be that second sort of double top being formed up here to start pushing down. But now, honestly, in my opinion, if we start breaking above this minute candle highs as well, we can start taking a massive momentum. We can most definitely see a big momentum candle all the way up to 82. Yeah. Jeez. It might be coming up now, honestly. If we start breaking above these highs once again now, I can see it. Until then, I'm just expecting pullbacks once again. It's just gonna start consolidating within this range. But now after this momentum candle, and we start breaking above this, because technically this becomes your pullback candle. Now if we see another engulfing bullish candle, start breaking above these highs, will come in all the way up, honestly, all the way up. And this might just be that rocket ship candle loading up now, guys. It might be taking off soon. Let's see how it plays out. Again, it's a game of probabilities, right? We got to understand one thing. Look at your daily candle at this point now. It's starting to reject. If we do start to reject, guess what? At this point, again, we are trying to figure out if this is just some sort of pullback to start forming new lows, or are we actually starting to reject so we can go up to retest the highs. So now if we start breaking the highs once again, at that point, honestly, I can see the daily highs being retested. But this is a crucial sort of zone, so we have to wait. Because at the moment, we still haven't violated the highs at the moment. We need to close above these highs, which are at about 1782. From there, see if we can take it back up. What are you thinking, man? Looking to execute on this position, or still waiting?
82, bro. I'm with you. It's playing it safe. If it does break that, you know, the 1783 area, it's gonna, like you said, it's going to 1787 for me. So you've got your nice 20-30 pips getting it out, you know. Depending on the pot size and the strategies, it's enough to pay for the day, you know.
Exactly. Usually we aim for about 100 pips a day, but now we're gonna cut that down to about 50 pips a day, because go understand.
This time, how you gonna find, like, it's hard finding.
It's really hard. Feb is
there was a lot of critics last week chatting shit about, you know, you taking smaller. Like, do people not understand that if you lower your lot sizes and then, you know, you take a couple losses and then you go in with a bigger lot size and
oh yeah.
I don't understand what people were like. What was with that?
Oh man, basically what happened was, right, so we took some dynamic risk positions. So you know how I said drawdown was about 50 pips. They were like, DA, you're down like 50 pips, you've blown up your accounts. I'm like, guys, this is dynamic risk positions, man. I'm not even down about 0.5% on my whole account. So the whole concept was just a bit, you know, I was like, what are people talking about? That's the thing, man. It's just like with the YouTube live stream chat, sometimes it can get like that. But honestly, that's just in a way, that's how it is, man. It's the industry. People don't understand. This is like professional trading, what we are doing over here. So, you know, what we do is done in a manner where we still come up profitable. So me taking exactly calculated, exactly. Every position I take will be calculated. I just don't go on my phone and I'm like, I'm going to take 10 lots today, 20 lots, every single position. It depends how big my stop loss is.
Like, you got it in a T on the fact that you mentioned it's a probability game. We can only do what, you know, tick all the boxes and then let it play out. You know, if you could, if you could guess the markets, then we'd be in a, we'd be trillionaires. But
Basically.
again, you just get as close as you can and then let it play out.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, again, another thing people don't understand. So we on the YouTube live stream had an insane winning streak, man. We had like 10 winning days in a row, and then all of a sudden, we had like a losing day. The day we were down about 50, 60 pips again, had dynamic risk positions because we understand,
Sometimes the market doesn't play your strategy, man.
Exactly.
And that's okay. Listen, winning and losing is a part of the process. Again, that's why we say you've got to manage not just the charts, you've got to manage your emotions. Just
exactly.
Again, see what you've done with you said earlier that, same as me, I'll take 3 to 5 trades a day. If we're taking 3 to 5, whatever happens that day, we're not going to blow their account because our risk is managed within that 3 to 5 trades. Exactly. And we've got a chance tomorrow to go again and we're not chasing. So there's method in our madness.
Exactly.
So a lot of people, they've got to respect it, man.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I even say, like, look, pips are not really relevant to the way, like, we trade, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many pips of, like, let's say even if I'm down 100 pips, doesn't mean I've blown my account up, man. Everything is just calculated. So yeah, honestly, again, it is what it is, man. If everyone understood this, everyone will be profitable, right? There's a reason 90% fail.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what our aim is over here on the YouTube live stream, to start educating people on how trading really works, like the realistic way, man. The realistic and more sustainable way. So that's kind of what our goal is. Okay, again, at this point now, again, second retest of 1780. At this point, again, we're starting to see momentum kick into the top side. If we start forming higher highs and higher lows here, honestly, start breaking above 82, start closing above 82, I'm really looking to execute on this position here. Honestly, at this point, look, you have momentum in the markets as well. We should not violate these lows over here, which is 1780. We should start forming higher highs and higher lows at the moment. And if we start seeing that now, again, with the new 4-hour approaching as well, that's when you can expect some more momentum. And with that, hopefully we can see if the buyers or the sellers play out. This is your new 15-minute open as well. Let's just look at the bottom wick. It has the bottom wick starting to reject back down now. If it starts breaking below this, then you can expect some sort of a deeper bottom wick. Otherwise, this can just start coming up now, start coming all the way up to the previous 15-minute highs, start breaking that and start pushing up. So we just have to wait and see what happens. But again, guys, we understand one thing: we are looking for some sort of pullback, because especially when there is not much momentum in the markets, you don't want to buy the highs of the markets. You want to at least wait for the mid-range to get retested, and then from there we can potentially take a position. Until then, just got to stay on our hands. This 30-minute candle here was a big candle as well. Pushed up about 27 bips. Big candle. Okay, it's coming back down to 1780 now. It's retesting 1780 at this point now. Really do want to see how this level holds. Honestly, 1780.13 should hold if we want to push up. Otherwise, we're going to start seeing some sort of pullback all the way down to 1778. So we're starting to reject off of this level now. Really do want to see this level here hold, and then from there, I want to see an engulfing bullish candle. At that point, potentially can take it up from here. Otherwise, we're going to have to stay on our hands as well. If we start breaking below this, at that point, look, you're coming all the way down to 1778. So how long have you been trading for?
I have been trading for about... So I started off the basic 212 buying and selling stocks, trading Forex, trading gold for the last 15, 16 months. Not actually that long, but I'm quite particular with things. I'm very good with numbers. I'm very disciplined. So, trading's about managing yourself. If you're good at managing yourself and you can apply that to, and you can read some fundamentals and try and, interpretate news into the charts, you've got a good chance of becoming a good trader. Answering your question, not long.
Okay.
I own I own other businesses, but because of lockdown and some family issues, I find that like this suits my lifestyle a lot better. Get in, trade, and then get out and then focus on the other areas of my life that needs to be, which I'm grateful for what trading offers. Honestly,
Exactly.
and do you know what? It's quite frustrating that our schooling system hasn't introduced this kind of, this financial, they don't talk about it as much. They give value to science and religious studies and whatnot. Like I think it would benefit our society and bring out some geniuses and some really people who struggle with certain things, but they can find themselves in this. Our schooling system could do better and talk about the financial system more and direct them, rather than just letting people loose to find themselves and be creative or whatnot.
Most definitely. Do you know what it is? Yeah, as a trader, it's not just about what you do on the charts. It's about what you do. What trading in a way is basically a lifestyle. You always have to be about self-improvement. You have to always be on that sort of journey. Like it could be, your physical health, because at the end of the day, let's say if you're in top-notch shape, that's going to help you be in a better mental state as well. That way you can, control your emotions better. So that's what trading is, man. And also it offers financial freedom. And exactly what you said, look, school systems and whatnot, they should introduce something like this, but you understand, man. If they do that, how are they going to make money if they start doing that?
Yeah, unfortunately, the UK, and the world goes round with money, isn't it? If you don't make money, it doesn't make sense. But
exactly,
that's why you're here, bro. And I appreciate your time, and you're going out your way putting a YouTube. There's a lot of love there, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, that's what we are about, man. We wanna create this community, man. Free education. We don't sell that course over here, man. We don't sell signals either. And what about this community? We wanna obviously start introducing a lot of people into this. Funny thing today, man. I went to my local Starbucks. There was this girl over there. She works there. She was like, "You do trading, right?" She follows me on Insta. So I was like, "Oh." She was like, "Can you teach me?" She was like, "I have some money. Can you help me invest it?" I was like, "Listen,
bro. It's the world works and give and take, but it's just like, there's an aggressive side to it that shouldn't be done. If you're genuinely teaching and it comes from a good place, that person, the type of people, No, there's definitely, if people are asking for your service, definitely do it. But it's like, some people, man.
That's the thing, man. It's about, the more you give, the more you get. That's how it works, man. That's how it works.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gold has seemed to be holding us here.
That's the thing, man.
Closer to 230, your rocket ship's gonna come either up or down. I feel like whatever range it breaks now, it's gonna go that way.
That's exactly what I'm thinking as well, because that's the sort of position I'm looking to execute on. Again, he's got break that has at the moment it's just pulling back. That's what he's doing. You gotta understand the momentum to the top side kicked in from down here as well, which is 1778. So I would not be surprised if it comes all the way down to retest 1778. From there we see some sort of next leg back up. Could be that as well. It could be some sort of 50% correction all the way down to 1778. Because the whole move to the top side is about 60 pips, so down to 1778 will be a correction, 50% correction, about 30 pips down. Again, that's why we're going to wait for these highs to break, and got another 6 minutes left as well, so no positions. It doesn't make sense to actually take a position before the new 4-hour open, because you got to understand, it needs to form a bottom wick as well as an upper wick. So let's say if you was to take a position now, really high chance of you getting wicked out. So we're going to wait for the bottom wick to be formed. After that, let's see how it plays out. Could even see sales playing out, man, if we start respecting 82 and see a lot of momentum to the downside with the new 4-hour open. But yeah, exactly what you said. Either we're going to see the rocket ship with the new 4-hour open or the NYSE open at 1/2. That's when we can expect a lot more momentum to kick in. Where is PG? Where's Paul Garcia? I mean, I've sent the link to PG. I think he might be sleeping today. Who is the new guy? The new guy is a professional trader. Do you want to introduce yourself, August?
Yeah, do you know what? My name's Oz. I've got offices in Canary Wharf. I've got a couple of traders who trade my personal funds. Yeah. And again, we're just looking for financial freedom and creating a lifestyle. I'm not really trying to follow the system of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. obviously we follow the structure of the financial markets, but apart from that, like Dan said, we create our own lifestyle. We, you know, training and health is important to me, you know, socializing and family. It's just finding a good balance and living a good life without, you know, yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And
No,
where this is,
it's just the basics, really.
And in my opinion, this is probably the best business to be in, man. The sort of financial freedom you get with this, honestly, is not like, you can't compare it. At the end of the day, again, you can always scale up. There is no limit with this business. Nowadays, like, you know, these prop firms are offering you up to like 2 mil in capital. If you can get 100% return on investment in like 10 months, which is really easy, you're aiming for just 10% per month, right? Man, you're making like 2 mils. 2-3 mil is so doable now.
So much, you know, you get so much recognition and respect. You know, the traditional bank or some sort of private firm are giving you 3 to 5% a year.
Exactly.
You're talking about making them 10%. They're going to be doing backflips.
Exactly.
But you don't find. So the way we do it, like Dan said, we focus on the percentages rather than the monetary, like, you know, the money value. You know, it all goes down to, you know, how you trade and your risk management and how many trades you're taking. And if you just focus on that, the money comes. Everything else follows. The butterfly effect.
Exactly.
So it's the easiest, hardest thing to do, if that makes sense.
You know, that's the best way to put it. Trading is actually the easiest, hardest thing to do. It's so easy. All you have to do is just follow your trading plan. But again, it's so hard because of the emotions. That's so true, man. You've literally said it. It's the easiest, hardest thing to do. All you have to do is just follow your trading plan, but it's the emotions, man. A lot of us can't control our emotions. And if you can't control your emotions, is again the hardest thing to do. If you can, is the easiest thing to do. Even when you say easiest, it doesn't mean like, you know, you're gonna learn it in a day or two. It takes time, man. You have to trust the process. But when you get to that level, it becomes really simple, really simple. Trading should be simple. You should not have like million indicators on your charts, be using hundreds and hundreds of conferences. Just keep it simple.
So I've got traders, Dan, and like they're very good, but like you said, I always say to them, bro, look, just simplify it. Like, if your strategy works, don't sit on Instagram or don't look for the next guru and they're like, oh, this confirmation, this RS. It at the end of the month, end of the week, end of the day, if it brings in the figures and the percentages, you don't fix something that's not broke.
That's like, not broken. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, done. That's it.
That's
There's
it. Done.
You know, and life, like every successful person, we're not trying to create the wheel. We just replicate what's already been done.
Exactly.
I know. Look, don't get misunderstand. It's not easy what we do, but it's just so, like, okay, I've been doing Forex trading and gold and US dollar, but I'm a fucking like I'm a monkey of the US dollar now. Like I know from when they say COVID, when they say, you know, Q4, I know how I probability like to think I know how it's going to react. I specialize. I don't touch any other pair. I live and breathe this, and you know, and that's another thing. Whatever you're doing, not just trading, whatever you're doing in life, you just got to enjoy it. Once you enjoy it, like the money, the whatever, it comes. So you've just got to focus on the basic things, and gold is making its way down. Let's see it.
Man, you literally said it. So we got another minute left for the new 4 hour open. Honestly, I'm looking to see how we play around this 17.78 area. Either we're going to see a retest of this and start pushing all the way to the top side, because one thing about this 30-minute candle was there was no bottom wick as well. So potentially this can again just be that pullback. So
Dan, you holding so much discipline there, because it was like confirmed 1 or 2 of your, you know, strategy, and you did take buys from there. That even that on its own, it's like it's winning. Like not losing money is winning. If that, you know, there's so much.
Man, again, as I said, look, until it starts to break up again, you see a retest, momentum. There's no point of taking this. From there, something like this can happen, and you guys can see something like that did happen. That's why, look, you heard my magic keys. They were on. They went straight off. Because I don't want to press any buttons. So there we go now. At this point now, look at your 4 hour candle. It's starting to form upper wick as well as a bottom wick. So let's see how it starts to react. Let's look at the structure highs to the left. Usually we do see a lot of momentum kick into the downside from about 1780. So let's see if we can start retesting that, and then from there potentially start pushing down. But if you start breaking below 17.78, start turning that into some sort of resistance, I think we can most definitely take it down. And Paul, if you want to join in, you can join in, bro. You don't have to type. You can actually come join in. No big deal. Okay, this is your second attempt to now start forming a new bottom wick. Let's see how it plays out. This is your new 4-hour open now. You have the upper wick. It's trying to form a bottom wick at this point now. Potentially, I am expecting a retest of 17.78. From there, let's just see what happens now. Because again, we can see Xauusd playing as well. That's one thing about our strategy. We are really fluid in the markets. As I said, on the daily candle, either this becomes your pullback now to start pushing down, start forming new lows, or this becomes your rejection. So 17.78 is a crucial area for me. Is a key area down here for me. Massive area. From here, either we're going to see a lot of momentum kick into the downside, and this might just be that pullback to come down and collect some more orders. Because you understand, gold's got to do that. You're going to expect way more pullbacks. Now it's going to come down, start breaking below ranges, start grabbing some liquidity, grab more orders. From there, you can expect a massive push to the top side. Can't expect some crazy moves on gold now until like Feb. Again, I'm going to turn my magic keys on now. See what we can do. Even a little impulsive entry below here, I can see it working out now. Like it's now we've started to break the lows. Let's just see how this candle closes. Honestly, let's see how this candle closes. From here, I can really see Xauusd playing out now. But you do want to wait for that retest. From here, after we broke these lows, as in impulsive entries can potentially work up, but don't want to take any.
For me too, bro. But you know what? You know that candle you mentioned earlier, that massive, the bullish one, that worries me, man.
That's the thing. There's a lot of orders down here, man. So until we actually start breaking below these structure lows, this technically becomes your pullback as well. And because this is your new 4-hour open, you gotta understand it's gonna do some sort of deeper pullback to form that bottom wick, and then from there start pushing up. So that's why I do want to wait for a retest and then again break the lows. Until then, this is your area for bias to work out. So that's why impulsive entry doesn't make sense. Can work out, but I want to stay away from it. This might just be that rocket ship we have been waiting for. Let's see how it plays out. I want to see how this closes as well, because it is starting to break the 4-hour highs again now. We had an upper wick on the 4-hour. What business does it have breaking its own highs again? So let's see how this one closes now and how the next candle plays out as well, because it's literally retesting 1780 at this point now. So I think we start breaking above the 4-hour highs once again. We can really see a lot of momentum kick into the top side, and I might be looking to take some dynamic risk entries here. We start breaking above here now. Still some sort of choppy price action I really do want to see. Again, you see 17.78. If we hold this area as a support, I'm expecting us to at least come up to 17.82. And then we start breaking above there. You gotta understand, as soon as you break out for consolidation, you're gonna see a really big move. And that's why this 4-hour is pushing down. I'm looking to either take a buy or sell position here now. Depends what sort of price action we get around here now. If we do start to see some sort of consolidation, at that point I'm going to just wait for the NYSE, which is in another 25 minutes. So let's see what happens.
You're right, Dan. No, whatever structure it breaks, I think there will be enough time for us to grab, you know, that 20-30 pips once it breaks that So we don't need to rush into it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Because look at your 4 over now. The only reason we got this push to the downside was because it had to form a bottom wick, right? So now look, it's broken the upper wick once to create some sort of sustainable upper wick. So now if you start breaking above it again for the second time, the probability of us going all the way up to 82 increases, right? And this is when you have momentum as well. So if you see something now, we're probably gonna, if we're expecting something, it's gonna be now, either now or NYSE, which is in another 25 minutes, 24 minutes now to be precise. So let's just see now. And usually our trading session ends at around 3 o'clock as well. So I got a line at 1774.33 and 17.8 on minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, waiting for 1774 to get tapped and potentially go back to 1781. Yeah. So we got about 40 people watching on the YouTube live stream. Guys, drop a like as well, please. We're looking to execute on our setups now. Let's see what happens. So, bro, you're looking for the same thing, right? If the highs get broken, buyers. If the sells get, if the lows get broken, sells.
Simple as that. We're just keeping it simple today.
Simple, because it is 1778. It is a key area now. Now we do have momentum in the markets as well. Look at the 5 minute candle. Let's look at your previous 5 minute candle. It is an undecisive candle. Either way, it breaks. Look, but one thing I'll do is, if I do take a sell position, I'm making a risk-free around 1776. From here, you can get really, really big rejection. So that area, I'm keeping that area in my mind, guys. 1776, I'm going to look to make a risk-free.
I mean, we break 1776, we'll see 1772. That goes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just.
Man, honestly, if we start breaking below 1776, we got clean traffic at least down to 72, 74.
That's what we need to be patient for, really, if that comes.
That's why I'm going to go in with, again, dynamic risk today. So first position up here, another position down there. Maybe go in with about 0.5% risk per position. So let's see how it plays out. I had a sell position earlier on today. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Man, I was holding that.
You know what? But on the last session, I noticed that you said as well when I was on the YouTube live, and you know, from my personal experience, you've got to give gold room to breathe. You can't give it back stop losses because it punishes you.
Exactly.
It couldn't. It's the nature of the beast.
That's what it is. Especially gold, you understand, because it's so volatile, it grabs a lot of liquidity. So a lot of time it will violate those structure highs, but then you'll see the next candle will end up being a fake out candle. So we are expecting that a lot of times. That's why our stop losses are really big. At average, our stop loss is about 20 pips. That's if we're aiming for the one-to-one. But in something like this now, your stop losses need to be minimum about 20 to 30 pips, really easily.
So that's why we say wait for the breaking structure, so you make your life a lot easier. So then you can adjust your stop losses accordingly. I mean, if you decide to go in here because you think it's at the lower end or it's the higher end of each structure, you're just making your life a lot harder, and it's going to be stressful.
Okay, now honestly, if we do start turning this area into some sort of support, start turning this area into higher highs and higher lows at this point, or start breaking above 1780, I can really see a massive push to the top side. I can really see that happening as well, because as I said, this potentially is your correction down, 50% correction at this point now, and price has no business breaking this high, because this is your 4-hour high at this point now. So this 4-hour candle now, if it starts breaking above this, we are coming up to the next wick, which is, so that's what the wicks are. Either they are your destinations or they are rejections. That's what the wicks are. That's how I see it. And usually gold does push about 200 pips in one direction. The daily candle has pushed about just a little bit over 100 pips. So if we do have some momentum, some volume in the markets, we can potentially see a big move either to the top side or the downside. Let's see how it plays out. That's why gold is so exciting, man. You see, at average, you can see about 200 pips in one direction. Gold is such an exciting pair to trade, man.
Looks like it wants to go back up to 81, doesn't it?
Yeah. If we do start to consolidate now, I think the next leg will be around NYSE, which is in another 20 minutes. That's what I'm expecting now. So look, this becomes your resistance level now. How many rejections have we had? We've had numerous rejections here now. We start closing above this now, start retesting this, start breaking. Might be looking to stack up to the top side over here now, honestly. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see how the candles start to print up, because we are respecting 1778, starting to potentially form higher highs and higher lows over here. Look at this candle now. I think from here we can really start pushing up now. So let's see what happens. Just want to be extra bit careful, guys. Look, this candle has closed above the resistance now. Next one's going to go up to break those highs. I'm going to look to execute on a position now soon. I want to turn my magic keys on. As soon as it starts breaking above here, I'm in this now. Let's just see, because really easily this area can become that rejection area. So I want to be careful, really want to be careful. But my magic keys are on now. As soon as we start breaking above this, I'm taking an impulsive entry to the top side. What do you reckon? Are you waiting for a close and retest, or are you looking to take an impulsive entry?
The way, for me, it makes a lot of sense now to jump in, but for me, it's too early because the new 4 hours just started. I don't want to get stuck on the other end of what I still think this is going to turn around and shock us and hit the bottom.
No, most definitely. I can see that happening as well. But again,
I don't want to get stuck on that 4 hour, man.
No, I do hear you. Again, we want to see this break now for the second time, and you want to see a retest and a momentum candle to take it up. It doesn't make sense to execute on an entry just yet, because you understand you still haven't broken the highs just yet. But now, what business does price have breaking its own highs, right? This is your 4 hour highs. It is a sustainable upper wick. The upper wick is about 15 pips. And the bottom wick is sustainable as well at this point now. So if we start breaking, what the idea is, if we start breaking above this upper wick now, the next upper wick becomes the destination. So potentially we can capitalize on this 1-to-1 position, because the range is about 24 pips. That's kind of what the idea is. And you're going to look to basically make it risk-free as soon as you're a couple pips away from your 1-to-1. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then obviously above the range, above the consolidation, which is all the way up here, maybe look to scale in. But yeah, you said it, bro. You can really easily from here start pushing down. So that's why we're going to be super careful. Super careful. Because look,
I don't like as well, they're just small candles. If they're nice, big, bad boy candles, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I really do want to see these highs over here being broken. Massive candle, retest, another engulfing bullish candle, a lot of momentum as well. That's what I want to see, because we're momentum traders, so it doesn't make sense to actually execute on something like this. So that's why you want to see this being broken. Even when this is being broken now, let's say if you were to take an impulsive entry, you want to see a really big candle, man. You want to see a lot of momentum kick into the top side, and you also want to see how that candle closes and how the next one reacts. Okay, again, haven't broken the highs. Magic keys is going off. Sit on our hands, guys. Sit on our hands.
And you know what? It pays to be extra cautious this time of the year, because there ain't a lot, that's the volume and that kind of stuff. So when you do catch it, it'll be nice. And if you don't catch it, you're still exercising discipline, your focus, and not losing is winning, guys. So remember that.
Basically, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to take a trade every day. Well, where does it say that you have to take a trade every day? You don't have to. You really don't have to take a trade every day. Like, your first goal should be to obviously keep your capital. That's what you want to do. Because if you can keep your capital, then you got another day you can trade. That's the thing. So you don't have to take a trade every day. You gotta understand your trading plan. It says, cool, your trading session starts at 1, it ends at 3. So if you don't actually find a trading setup within that session, a high probability session, high probability trading setup within that session, don't take it. It's so simple. You guys know what my criteria is here for me to execute in a position. I want to see these highs being broken, a massive engulfing bullish candle with a lot of momentum retest, and then that candle highs. If they get broken, I'll look to take a trade. But again, I want to see break of this, retest, from there look to take it up. Until then, you are just within this consolidation. It doesn't make sense to take a position within this consolidation, because it can do anything. You can start pushing down now, you can start pushing up. But until it does that, we're just like predicting. You never want to predict the markets. You want to react to the markets.
That's a great one, man. React, don't predict.
Yeah. Man, otherwise if you start predicting, it's just gonna be insane. You're gonna be taking every
So
single
you
person.
trade what you see, not what you think.
Exactly, exactly. What do we see at the moment? Have we broken the highs? No. We're about to break the lows. But again, I'm not taking any sort of impulsive entries to the downside. I would want to see a nice break and retest. No impulsive entries for me.
Yeah, Dan, do you know what? If it does break the the bottom, it's gonna go. So there ain't not again. You're right, mate. There's no point in putting yourself at risk. When that does break, that 1776, we should see at least for me 50, 60 pips scan down. So if you're quick enough, again, the magic keys is the way forward.
Exactly.
That even if you're catching your 20 pips, that with your amount of trades you've done and your if you've done calculated your risk and your percentages, that you should have a win.
Exactly. Do you know what it is? Yeah, for me to actually like take a sell here as well, I want to be like extra careful because look at the structure. We're forming higher highs and higher lows. You can very easily from here start to push up. So for me, honestly, sells can work up below 1776. That's what I'm thinking. Until then, I don't know if I'm a big fan of impulsive entries because it can work out. It can most definitely work out if you start breaking below 1778. You can see a really nice push, right? 1777, my bad. Until then, it becomes a bit tricky. I'm looking for buy positions. Until we start breaking below 1776, I'm interested in a buy position. So let's see what happens now. This is your new 15-minute open, so potentially this can just be forming the upper wick. And then from here, you can start to reject again. But the upper wick should not be so big that it starts breaking the highs of the previous 15-minute candle. You guys got to keep that in your mind as well. Yeah. And yeah, honestly, now we just got to be really cautious, man. Really got to be disciplined, especially for the next month. I would say like probably around like Feb, you can see more momentum starting to kick in. Until then, we just got to stick to just one trade a day. One trade a day. Winner or loser, accept it. So simple. This is when you can actually like blow up your accounts. When you have these sort of market conditions. It's just ranging. And again, if you're predicting, you're taking positions within a consolidation. It doesn't make sense. Just have to sit on your hands, take the highest probability setup. What do you think? Below 77, are you looking to take a position here for sales?
Well, like you say, a dynamic position with a lower lot size, 77 maybe, and then scaling like you say. But bro, it's just like, it's just do you take a punt? Like it's been playing this all morning. Like if you look at it, it's been not as low as this, but it's been playing this area for.
That's what it is, man. Honestly, that's what it is.
Oh God, man.
Do you know what? We're coming down to retest these lows now, so let's just see how it reacts around here now. 1777. Because
you know what? Preparation is the key to success. Like we know December's coming. January's coming. Why would you put yourself into a tight space by using your full lot size and your full pot? Be sensible. Come down in your lot size. Take time a bit more because, like we said, not losing capital is winning as well. So
basically. Do you know why it's winning? Because guess what? You've tested your patience. Like you were really disciplined. That as a trader is a win. That's a massive win. A lot of people can't sit on their hands. You understand? People start to get angry. They're like, why am I not making money? Because like of the mentality they have, like like if you're working, you should be making money. No, that's not how it should work. You always should not be worth something. You always should. At that point, if you're saying like, look, if you're putting in like 3-4 hours, you should make this much. At that point, you're putting a limit on how much you can make. But when you don't have any sort of stress, it becomes so simple. Yeah, if something shows up, I'll execute. Otherwise, I'll just sit on my hands and I'll come back the next day. Because guess what? I still have my trading account and I can come back the next day. A lot of people can't do that because they're going to blow their accounts up. So simple.
Do you know what I'm asking myself? Even though, it's still holding, why is it not pushing it? Why is it still not got that bullish momentum? Why is it still down here? from that big green candle earlier, rejecting from 1776.70, it should have just carried on going up, but it's still lingering down here. So that just makes me think, are we gonna, see the bottom leg, man?
Do you know what it is, man? I'm gonna wait for another 10 minutes just to be super, super careful. But that's probably when I'll look to take a trade if something shows up. But until then, I'm really going to sit on my hands because, as I said, look, until we start breaking below 1776, it becomes a little bit tricky to actually execute on a sell position. And what can happen is with the NYSE open, we can potentially get that push all the way to the top side again to form the upper wick. So let's say if you had a position here, you're probably going to see drawdown with the NYSE open because this range is so tiny, such a tiny range. It's only about 24 pips. That's nothing for gold. If there is momentum in the markets, that's 1 minute candle. That's a 1 minute candle, literally 20 pips. It's just gonna sit on our hands, guys. Again, look at everything. What's happening so far? Look at your daily candle. We are still above 1778. We do understand that that is a crucial area. That's a key area for us. We start chilling below that, start turning it into some sort of resistance. We can potentially see our move all the way down to the daily lows. That is really possible. But man, I really do want to see 1750 being tapped. That's a lot of liquidity.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can see that
Nice
anytime
big
soon.
candles, man. Nice big candles.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe in a month we can see 1750 being tapped. But I don't think this monthly candle is going to do much. What do you reckon? I really doubt it.
Yeah, it depends how much more news, but the fundamentals play a part. If we get, locked down and more variant, it just gets so volatile. And you know what? It depends on how crypto, the crypto space reacts as well. Because
Exactly.
I personally think it does react in the gold market. When people are having a sell-off, I feel like people dump money into gold.
Exactly.
From their crypto portfolio. So it's all correlate. Like it all plays hand in hand. It's just that probability game you was talking about, man. Just trying to tick all the boxes and see how close you can get it.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Honestly, we can probably expect something on Friday when we have CPI. That's probably when we can expect something now. NFP was actually quite disappointing as well. Even though we did catch some pips, I was expecting big moves, man. Big moves. Didn't do much of anything, did it? So it's probably now CPI.
The way, because I remember watching you on YouTube, you kept on lowering it, and then you kept on changing it because it was coming to triggering you in, which was a good thing that you done because again, not losing money is winning money as well.
Exactly. Especially like during this month.
On the NFT side is not, man. It's not the one.
Exactly. Yeah, you saw the way I kept on moving my sell stops. I was like, no way, I'm not getting triggered in.
Down to a T, man. Risk management down to a T.
Yeah, I was not trying to get activated, man. I was not trying to get tapped in before the news. And as soon as news kicked in, it went straight back up and my buy stop got activated. So like I think 30 pips, and then after that, so a couple more pips to the downside. But yeah. Okay, another 6 minutes left for the NYSE now. Let's see if something happens.
Yeah, it's making us work for our money today, isn't it?
Bro, you just said something about calculation 4 hour candles down to place a trade on SMT. Look, again, look at your 4 hour candle. What's happening on your 4 hour candle? It is undecisive at the moment. Let's look at your 4 hour candle. Look, it's trying to flip, but it's still undecisive. We are still above 1778. But now if we start retesting 1778, start turning it into some sort of resistance, below the 4 hour lows, potentially dynamic risk position can work out, right? If you want to be extra safe, maybe a position below 1777.870 to be precise can work out, because looking to the left, potentially this is a retest zone, right? So you might want to wait for this to break and then take a position. And then look at the range. You have a range all the way down to 1776. And now if you start breaking below that, guess what? You're coming all the way down. Look at this massive bullish candles. What does that tell us? That there are no orders. There are no orders all the way up, all the way down to potentially 66 or even 68. But again, realistically, can we really expect that today? Let's see what happens. Another 5 minutes left. We are forming lower lows and lower highs. Just have to wait, sit on our hands, and looking to execute on one position today. Honestly, One trade, not one position, one trade. My bad. Maybe 2-3 positions, but one trade. Dynamic risk. But bro, I'm with you on that. Might be looking to take a dynamic risk position if we do form our upper wick first. If let's say gold just like literally the next 30 minutes just opens and it starts pushing down, I would not take a dynamic risk position. But if it does push up to at least 1779, from there start turning 1778 into some sort of resistance and then start breaking the lows, at that point, guess what? You have an upper wick and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, guess what? It can just start coming back up to form the upper wick again, and I don't want to be in a drawdown at that point.
It's tricky, isn't it?
That's the thing, it's tricky. So I really would want to see all of those confirmations in order for me to actually execute on something down here. But this area here is really, really crucial for us, guys. 1770.
Everything's so close right now to flip the other way. That's what, you know.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like literally one wrong mistake and you'll get stopped up today. That's how hard the price action is, because it's so slow and so choppy. Really gonna have to wait for those momentum candles. Really will have to wait, guys. So what would you do, man? What do you do to like kind of like control your emotions? Like, do you have some sort of routine that you go through?
Do you know what? I drink a lot of coffee, man, and the coffee machine's on the other side of the building. So again, that's a very, very good question, and very, very good.
Hey, look at that.
Because it's very easy for us to get stuck and get emotionally attached to the charts, especially the 1 minute. The 1 minute does mad things to your brain. So every now and then you've got to check yourself and get yourself out of that space, and reset and you know, check the higher time frames and you know, go, you know, just go again, because you know you can get trapped in it. That's you know, I like to just get up and go for a walk and go, you know, go get another cheeky you know, an espresso or you know, black and mocha. You know, I live on coffee, so
man,
yeah,
do you know what? Like, I had a really bad addiction with coffee. I was drinking about 7 espresso shots every single day.
I do that now, bro. I train hard in the gym and you know, just trying to replace it with protein shakes, but it's just finding a balance with, you know, with everything, bro.
Do you know what it is? Yeah,
like we said, it's the easiest hard thing to do, man.
It is. It actually is, bro. Another thing I've noticed, if I've like, let's say you got like, you know, your daily dose of coffee, like, you know, you're drinking like, let's say 3 espresso shots. If I go over that, or like, you know, even if I was to go below that, it will affect my trading, man. So insane.
Definitely. I do. I've got 2 kids and a missus. It, like, some mornings I'm like, babe, whatever, you know, diverse news we've got. Not, I don't like to say negative.
Tell me after the session.
Please tell me after, because
I know.
I
feel you.
want to feel a certain way.
I feel you, man. That's honestly like, literally, is the same thing with me. Even tiny news, and kind of like, because you gotta understand, it's gonna be at the back of your head, and then that's gonna throw off your focus.
What helps me is just running to the gym in the morning. Just like my office, I'm in 1 Canada Square, and I'm opposite Third Space Gym. Okay. And they do like PT classes that you can get. So as soon as I get on a treadmill and like just lift that weight off you, I don't know how to explain because trading gives you that energy.
It does.
You need to be able to shift that energy. And the gym does it for me. Like, you know, everyone's got different goals at the gym, but
exactly,
just running and getting fit, and trust me, it helps a lot with this, man. Just resetting that weird place in your head that, you know, that this you know, Forex takes you to.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm with you on that one there. Gym is honestly essential for me as well. You've got to hit the gym almost every day, if not every other day, in my opinion. It's a must, man. It's a must. Okay, there we go. Another minute left now. Let's see what happens. Again, you're starting to form lower lows and lower highs. Let's just see how price plays around this area. You have a tiny bit of upper wick now. It's coming up. It's potentially trying to form the upper wick. So let's see how it plays out now. This is when you should see some sort of momentum kicking out. It's forming that upper wick. Honestly, can see these sells playing out now. If we form this upper wick and start breaking below these lows now, can see the sells playing out. What do you reckon?
Yeah, again, just I would wait for the next couple of minutes. I'm eating my words. There we go.
You know what? I'm looking to execute on a sell position if you start breaking below these lows again now. I'm in this position, dynamic risk position. And let's just see how it plays out.
Just be careful that 1776 where it just bounces straight back up.
That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. So that's why I want to see these lows being broken again now. And then at that point, I'm going to look to make it basically, it is a tiny position. It's a really, really tiny position. I'm going to look to scale in below that. But let's just see how it plays out now around this area. Because again, this area here can turn into that support area to start pushing up. But you see this retest of 1778 is amazing. Now I want to see these lows over here being broken again. At that point, I'm a happy man. Yeah, it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen, is it?
Nah, look at that, man.
You have an upper wick at this point as well. Again, just bouncing back up. Might be retesting this resistance level here now. I think as long as we're below this 1778 area, man, we start breaking below these wicks, should be good to go down. We need to start breaking below this now. That's what I'm thinking. Until then, look, again, this is just some sort of liquidity grab now because you have been within this consolidation for the longest now. So this is exactly what price might just need to stop pushing up. Because you got to understand, still forming higher highs and higher lows. This is your correction now. Some sort of consolidation, you know, taking out some of the stop losses down here to start pushing up with NYSE open. So anything can happen now, honestly. But to be on the safer side, do want to see these highs being broken for me to actually execute on a buy position as well. Yeah, see, just a lot of momentum to the top side again. But I would not be executing on any sort of buy positions, guys, within this consolidation.
73.38 might be that third bottom, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But for a buy position, bro, I'm not executing anything within this range. Above 1780, yeah. But until then, buy position within this consolidation, nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. Now, again, have liquidity in the markets. So we're looking to see now what's happening. Because you understand.
Power is just opening now. I'd like maybe need to give it some more time, but I would have thought a bit more power.
Yeah. This can potentially just be upper wick as well. It might just be retesting 1779, and then from there you can see a lot of momentum kicking to the downside. Because it hasn't really retested a resistance level on the minute time frame as well. The significant resistance level that we do have on the minute time frame is at about 1779. So we might just be retesting that. Do you know what? I'll be completely honest. If it was like normal price action, I would have most probably taken a buy position down here, but not interested in anything like that nowadays. No way. Not until we start approaching Feb. Because this is literally you just retesting now, grabbing liquidity.
It was in a trade, like you'd be sitting here for stressed out for so long. You'd rather sit and wait, get in and be done with it.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, man. Magic keys. Okay, let's keep this off. So whatever the upper wick is, I'm going to use that as a stop loss if the sells do play out now. Because we should not be breaking below these lows at this point now. Should be forming higher highs and higher lows if we want to push up. So if we do start breaking below these lows now, we're coming all the way down to 1776. And honestly, I can see the sales playing out now. If we start breaking these lows, the 30-minute lows, but the way price action is, honestly, I can expect us pushing all the way to the top side, man. Do you know what it is, yeah? Honestly, as I said, this might just be that rocket ship candle we have been waiting for, because look at the price action. Being within this consolidation, we were expecting that correction now, and this kind of like took out a lot of stop losses. There were a couple of stop losses below this range. You guys got to understand that. So now we have some sort of liquidity in the market as well, and this is your NYSE open, so this is when you will see a move. But again, because of the choppiness that we do have in the markets, you want to be extra careful and want to wait for the highs to get broken. So I would want to see the 4-hour highs get broken at this point now, to be extra careful. But yeah, this is it, man. We're coming up now. The 4-hour highs are about to get broken. Starting to look good. If you start breaking above these 4-hour highs, honestly, just waiting for a pullback. But do you want to wait? Do you want to see those pullbacks? Because otherwise, very easily you can get wicked out, really easily. You saw that push to the top side as well, insane, all the way from down here to the top side, about 28 pips. But let's see how this bearish candle is now. Is it going to start engulfing everything to the left? If this bearish candle...
Let's see the side of it.
Still stuck within this consolidation, man. Okay, I think it's coming up now, man. It's loading up, honestly. If we start breaking above these, I think we can see a nice push to the top side. Might be looking to capitalize on a position here now, guys, as soon as we start breaking above these highs. I'm going to turn my magic keys on once again. But right now, previous minute candle had a little bit of a rejection from the top side. This minute candle is struggling to go up as well. So you want to see a lot of momentum in the candles. At the moment, I don't see that. It's just literally becoming a retest to the top side of the consolidation. That's what it is. You can really easily now just see one massive bearish candle as well. That's one thing about gold. Anything can happen within this consolidation. It can also break above the 4-hour highs and then from there start to drop down. Yeah, you saw that retest of 17.78 and straight push to the top side. Now the next confluence will be the break of the 4-hour highs. Okay, bro, our sales might be coming up now. Yeah. As soon as it starts breaking below these lows, I'll look for a position, but below the lows. Until then, nothing within this consolidation. I want to see a new low being created at this point now. We haven't formed a new high just yet. We have formed a new low. So I want to see the new low being broken again, not retested.
It's just the size of these candles and the wicks of it, man. It's so irritating.
I hear you on that one, man. I hear you on that one.
Come on, just give us something nice.
All we need is just
something to work with.
I know, just 1 or 2 candles. That's all we need. That's all we're asking for. 1 or 2 candles. That's about it. But you know what it is, yeah? It is retesting 1778 once again though. So now if we start breaking below the wick of the previous candle, I can really see us coming down, honestly. Either that or we're going to start pushing up from here. We should see a big candle. Now we should really see a big candle at this point. Now this minute candle should be massive. Massive candle. Yeah, this is that rocket ship candle, guys. Might be coming all the way to the downside. Might be looking for one impulsive entry and then going to look to scale in. So really tiny entry. Really tiny entry, about 0.2 to 0.3% risk. But really do want to see how it reacts around this level as well before I execute on anything. Because it can really easily just start to reject and start pushing up from here. See, it's potentially just retesting this recent support area that we have. Starting to reject once again now. Okay, there we go. 77, there we go. This might just be it now. You know what? I'm in with one tiny position here. Yeah, I'm in with one tiny position here. Again, I'm gonna look to scale in below these lows now. Until then, let's just see what happens. I'm in with one tiny position now, guys. It can very easily from here start to reject, but it's a tiny dynamic risk position. Let's see how it plays out because we are forming a new low again with NYSE open now. What business does price have doing that? Look, you've grabbed liquidity to the downside as well. At that point, we've had a retest of the resistance, and again, we're starting to break below the lows. So at this point now, technically, we should not be breaking above these highs. But if we start going back up now, we're just consolidating, honestly. But you do want to give it a little bit more room to breathe and just let it do its thing, honestly. My stop loss is all the way up here at 1780.50 basically, all above these structure highs. So let's just see what happens. Because the way this minute candle is starting to print as well now, look, potentially this can just become the rejection candle and start pushing up from here. Let's see what happens. Again, with the NYSE open, you guys got to understand, we formed the bottom wick, and then from there we formed the upper wick, and now we've broken the bottom wick again for the second time now. We formed new highs, and this is when you are expecting momentum. So if something happens, it will happen now. Otherwise, it's just gonna call you a day, man. So when do you usually stop trading? What's your timings like, session wise?
3 to 5 trades a day. And when I hit 5, whatever's happened, I just stop, bro.
Okay. So do you like trade London close as well?
Nah. I try and go home for like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Try and act normal after trading, like, you know what I mean? Because obviously trading can make you feel like depending on how the day plays out, bro. It really is.
No, I hear you, my brother, man, because this can be really intense, especially if you're trading on a minute time frame. You need a break away from the charts, because again, it can be really draining, man, all of this. So we're starting to come down again. Let's just see how it plays out. There we go, starting to look good now. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Honestly, for me to scale in, I want to see a break of 76, retest, and then from there I'll look to scale in.
Break and
retest. One position from up here makes sense, but scale-ins don't want to see any sort of impulsive entries, because from down here it can really easily start to reject really easily. From like obviously this level you're not expecting any sort of major rejections, right? But below that it is a key zone. You can see double bottom has been formed. A lot of orders are down there. So when this gets retested, you want to see a nice break of this, retest, break of structure, retest. From there we can look to scale in. Till then, just got to see on our hands now. There we go. It's looking nice now. We start breaking below these lows again. Look, that's more probability to the downside. Again, you're forming a new low. Let's just mark the lows we have on the 30-minute time frames now. So these are the lows on the 30-minute candle at this point now. So we start breaking below this again. Guess what? You're forming a new low now. That's more probability to the downside. So simple. So simple.
God, I expected more volume with the New York Open, to be fair.
Do you know what it is? You're going to expect like a lot more pullbacks now, this month and the next month. A lot more pullbacks. So I'm not even worried about anything like this, because you're going to see a lot more pullbacks, because he's going to come up, retest highs, grab more orders, and then from there potentially attempt to break lows. You're not going to see any sort of like clean, massive candles at this point, unless there is like, you know, some sort of fundamental factors. So we have CPI on Friday, potentially can expect a lot of, and I think we have news on not tomorrow, I think on Wednesday we have news as well. Yeah, there you go. That's around 3 o'clock as well. So yeah, got high volatile days ahead of us as well. So, but I think CPI.
The 15-minute looks healthier, man. It's spun the 15-minute. If that 15-minute stays like that or pushes through it, I think.
Yeah.
The chance.
Honestly, I think we're coming down, man. My stop loss is just above the 15-minute highs. There we go. We're breaking the lows again now. And at this point, we should be coming down to 1776 should be the next target. From there, you can expect a pullback once again. But as soon as you start clearing these lows, nothing is stopping you from coming down to the daily lows. So simple, right? But look at this really nice candle at this point. Now, you're coming down to this area. If you don't reject from here, ooh, there we go, bro. We're coming down now. Wow, very nice. From here, you can expect really massive pullbacks, right? Expecting a lot of pullbacks, actually. But we start breaking below these lows now. Again, you got such clean traffic, man.
Do you reckon we'll get trapped at 75?
Do you know what? I don't want to scale in just yet. It's too early for me to scale in. I would want to wait for this new 15-minute to open, see how it reacts. I want to see the upper wick as well with the new 15-minute open. From there, I'll look to scale in. But you guys can see we're up about 12 pips at the moment. Just one position running. Want to wait for the new 15-minute to open, see how it plays out, and then from there we'll look to scale in. At the moment, just one position running, about 11 pips up on gold. But man, the traffic to the downside is like really clean traffic as well, really clean range. But you understand, as soon as you see some sort of engulfing bearish candles, you're going to see a really massive bullish candle as well, because a lot of corrections are going to happen today. Because something like this, when you don't have any sort of momentum in the market, you will create an imbalance. It's so simple, in my opinion. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. It's been doing that all day as well. Like, it's given us that, you know, it like now everything says sell the thing, jump
Exactly.
in. Now,
Exactly.
like, you know, it's wicked all the way back up. You know, hopefully it don't retrace the whole move.
Yeah, it potentially can, but that's why I did not scale in on any sort of positions. But now with the new 15-minute open, it's forming an upper wick, right? If it starts breaking below these 15-minute lows that we have formed, from there potentially we can go down. Because look, we were
Make us
rejecting
wait
from.
all this time. I think it should let us, you know, enjoy something.
Yeah, honestly, below 75 now, that's the only area that we have. But look at the way this 77 area is being turned into some sort of resistance now. So we start breaking below these lows now, I think we should be good to go. If the safest way to trade this is wait for 75 to get retested, see how price plays around 75. If you start to turn that into resistance, then you can easily scale in. That would be the safest play in my opinion. What do you reckon?
Yeah, man. If it breaks that 75, we're gonna see 72 definitely.
Yeah. Until then, potentially can start pulling up.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this, man. This month and the next month, it's honestly gonna be like this. December, Jan is definitely gonna be really choppy price section. So, like, even everyone watching the YouTube live stream, you guys should really, really lower down your risk this month and the next month. That's when you're gonna see, like, you know, obviously the investors, everyone's gonna start coming back to the markets, and then from there,
Everyone's coming from their holidays.
the holidays, yeah,
New money, new contracts have been coming in.
exactly.
I've got JP Morgan in front of me, Citi, Barclays. They're already having meetings for them. You know, the new. I bump into them downstairs at lunch, and they already got mad figures. Like, a lot of the news is hype. The news that we see is what they want the retail to believe, because obviously they've got their own system that they're trading and not so manipulating, but you know it is corporate against retail. So yeah, they've got massive plans for the new year.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it is manipulation for the small money, for the baby money. That's what it is. For the big money, there is no manipulation in the markets. But big money is, we're talking in terms of like billions, right? Let's be realistic.
Oh yeah, definitely. No,
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000 to 2,000, like that's nothing.
Nothing.
That's their little drawbacks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, they probably pay millions upon millions. Even some retail traders are playing with, like, you know, millions upon millions. You guys gotta understand that, and they cannot move the markets either. You got trillions of dollars being moved every single day.
Yeah, just looking at all those new FTMOs companies that they're offering some serious money now. Before it was 100 grand. Now you've got companies doing $250,000 and stuff like that.
Yeah. And some of them are scaling you all the way up to 2 mil. $2 million is insane. A lot of money coming into the markets now. A lot of money. That's why I don't see Forex going dead anytime soon. I think it's gonna start picking up.
And the great thing, what I do and you do, bro, we trade gold and the US dollar. You can't up the US dollar and the gold. It operates the world.
Exactly.
Like, no one's coming like anytime soon to mash up the US dollar, and no one, like, when before money was gold. So
exactly,
if anything goes, this will be the last thing.
Exactly.
And you know what? Trading should teach you, you know, investment. It should teach you, you know, how to diversify your portfolio. It should teach you. Trading and Forex is just not. You can adapt it to your life so much. You know, discipline with the charts can be disciplined with your friends and family. Can be disciplined with, you know. Just, you know, I find myself, like, certain days, I don't know, if I'm driving my car and I've had a disciplined day with things, I won't react as much. Or, you know, if I'm coming off a treadmill and I'm pumped up and someone cuts me up and I'm in the car, I'll be more likely to react. And honestly, there's so much to take from him.
Most definitely, man. Trading has to be a lifestyle. It can't just be one of those things, man. You're coming to the charts, I don't know, whatever you're doing. You know, you're sleeping for, like, you know, 3 hours. You're they're doing this, that, and then you're coming on to the charts for an hour or two, and you're expecting to see results. No way. It's all about what happens behind the scenes.
With everything, bro, you gotta respect it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You have to respect it, man. If you don't respect it, trust me, you're gonna pay the price. I've seen it happen many times. You will pay the price. But again, I think is with the new hour we might see something, man. But until then, it's just consolidating again. This is just becoming your
Yeah,
pullback now.
taking us back to where we was before, as in how it's moving, chopping up and down. Obviously, we've
Yeah.
created a lower low, but like it's still moving. Like we're at 1778 and 80. Like it's moving on that. You know,
Do you know what it is?
maybe
Yeah. What I've seen now is every time you get a new half an hour, 30-minute open, that's when you see a new leg, and then after that it will start to consolidate after creating a new low. So let's see what happens with the new hourly, which is coming up in another 10 minutes. We might see another low being formed, but again, are we gonna see any sort of like crazy moves? I don't know, man. It's a bit tricky. It is a little bit tricky now. From here, you can start to just like reject as well. I can really see daily coming down to about 72 though. 72 can really get hit if you start forming low lows and low highs below this now.
I'm just killing my vibe, bro.
Yeah, man. Honestly, that's why no scalings over here, guys. No.
What the hell?
It's gonna do this, man. You're gonna see pullbacks, a lot of pullbacks. Honestly, it potentially might just retest 78 and then from there start to drop down again. You're gonna see a lot more pullbacks now. So another thing is like now, safest way to trade will be obviously safest way to trade is always putting your stop losses above or below structures. But this sort of market conditions now might just have to play based off like candle highs and candle lows, honestly, like when it comes to stop losses. And that's probably the easiest way to secure your 1-to-1s now. But 16 pips this candle was to the top side. 16 pips. Still, probability at the moment is to the downside. You still haven't broken the structure highs. You're still forming lower lows and lower highs. Something like this is just a pullback. Should not be scaring anyone. Unless you start breaking about 4 other highs, at that point, probability goes to the buying side. Until then, again, there is not much momentum in the markets. You've retested a support area over here on the 4-hour time frame. From here, you will see some sort of pullbacks. But honestly, as long as we stay below 79 to 78, I think we should be good to go down. This can potentially be a pullback all the way up to 79, and then from there can see more momentum kick into the downside. But we start breaking above these structural highs now, which is your 4 other highs as well. At that point, it's just, again, you're just consolidating. Someone said, welcome to the stream to you, bro. On the YouTube live stream.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man. Good luck, everybody.
What's happening, Paul? Where is, I think Kay is a little bit busy today. Ange is at work as well. What's happening, Paul? You there, bro?
Yeah, I am kind of busy too, working on some stuff.
Oh, are you trading today?
I caught a little bit, but not on gold. Gold is still in a neutral zone for me. So I'm just waiting. A lot of those levels you guys are talking about, waiting for it to break. I'm waiting for it to break and close. Like below 1777. I was looking for it to break and close there before I decide on taking the sells. But right now it's just ranging in an area where I'm not ready to go either way.
Yeah.
Like at an equilibrium for me right now.
But do you know what it is? Yeah, in my opinion, as long as we respect the highs of this 4 hour highs, I think we should be good to go down. Because there is
its way down throughout the whole day. If we look at the whole day structure, it's definitely working its way down.
It basically is, but because there is just not much volume in the markets, it's just so choppy. So again, this is just your pullback. And do you know why this pullback is so aggressive? Look what it's tapping into. It's tapping into a really, really key zone that we have down here. You guys got to understand that. So until you actually start breaking above the 4 hour highs, it's pretty much just working its way down. It's just doing its thing. It's going to take its time as well.
Yeah, it definitely isn't in a rush, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna take its time. So this is a new 5-minute open as well. It's got to form those wicks, those upper wicks, bottom wicks, and potentially let's see what happens around 3 o'clock, man. So any trades taken today so far or not yet? For you guys?
For me, not on gold, but
Yeah.
I took something off.
Yeah, nice. How about everyone on the YouTube live stream? You guys sitting on your hands or still taking some trades or none? I took 2 trades earlier on. Both were really profitable. I took sells actually on gold, 2 sell positions. But right now got 1 dynamic risk position running. Stop loss is literally above the structure highs. As long as we don't break above structure highs, we should be good to go up. But stop breaking above structure highs, honestly going to take this position out. Really tiny position though. About 30 pips stop loss on this position that I've got running. Just about 1.79 lots open. Really tiny position. Because as I said, it doesn't make sense to take a big position, especially even impulsive entry in this sort of structure. Doesn't make sense. But let's say if I was to take this loss, which is nothing whatsoever for my account, really minor loss, less than 0.5%. Do you know what I'm thinking, man? It's gonna be one of those things now. If it goes to the top side of consolidation, just sell. If it goes to the low, just buy. Might just have to trade that way now.
I didn't expect it to push this far up, to be honest with you. I didn't think. If we've got to respect this. If we don't respect this, we're going up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
I mean, we see above 1780.50. Yes.
But look at your minute candles at this point as well. Literally no bottom wick. A lot of momentum, man. A lot of momentum to the top side. But we do have to respect these structure highs. So far, we haven't broken them. 1780 should hold. Should not break above this. Now is when you should start seeing some momentum kick into the downside, especially in the next 3 minutes. Because look at what gold is doing at the moment. You were within this consolidation, formed a new low now. You're coming all the way back up to potentially retest the highs. So you gotta understand, look at the way we broke below these structures as well. Pretty much like this whole bullish move to the top side ended up faking this whole move to the downside. So this kind of becomes a fake out now. So again, what I'm thinking is, did we break these lows to grab liquidity? That's why we were not interested in any sort of impulsive entries below these structure lows to see something like this, right?
We get to 1775 to gather up more buyers just to get some down.
Yeah. Because that's exactly what I'm thinking. We just done a little liquidity grab down here, and then from here now we're gonna potentially start forming higher highs and higher lows if we start breaking above 1780. Otherwise, it's just a pullback. Just a pullback. But you're gonna expect really aggressive pullbacks as well, because you're seeing more momentum kicking out to the downside over here. Do you know what? I want to see what the next hourly does, man. Another minute left.
If I'm honest, I didn't expect the hourly to pull back like this the way it has. I would have preferred it to sit below previous candle.
Bro, do you know what? Because of liquidity, you gotta understand the pullbacks are going to be really aggressive as well. So from here, you can start pushing down now. Unless you start breaking above 1780, at that point the actual move was to the top side. So now we can start seeing massive bearish candles starting to print out, because look, it's got liquidity in the market now. It's coming up to collect some more sell orders, and now you're going to start forming a new low with the new hourly approaching as well. So you can start seeing massive engulfing bearish.
It's coming out of your mouth. It's actually playing it on the screen.
Oh yeah, there you go. So as soon as we start breaking below these structure lows, you're going to see a massive engulfing bearish candle starting to move all the way down and start forming new lows. Because you got to understand, every time there is liquidity in the market, the pullbacks are going to be aggressive as well. So until we start breaking above structure highs, we are good to go down. It's just a pullback. But now if you start breaking above the highs,
2 seconds.
yeah, go for it, go for it, go for it. Okay, this is the new hourly open now, guys. Look at the wicks. It's forming our upper wick potentially. So unless we start breaking about 4 hour highs, we should be good to go down. Again, you do want to give it a little bit more room to breathe above the 4 hour highs as well. I'm definitely giving my trade a little bit more room to breathe because it can potentially just retest the highs, grab some liquidity from there, start pushing down. So my stop loss is just a little bit above the 4 hour highs because you don't want to get wicked out. I don't want to get wicked out potentially. So there we go, coming up to the 4 hour highs now. Again, forming higher highs and higher lows. Let's see, this hourly can honestly either start breaking above these highs and start pushing down, or this is going to turn into some sort of rejection area. Let's see what happens. I'm going to make my stop loss a little bit tighter, actually, a little bit tighter, a little bit tighter. Okay, now about to retest the hourly highs. From here we're starting to push up. And let's look at your 4 hour highs have been broken at this point as well. Again, is this your liquidity grab to start pushing down now, or what's happening? Honestly, let's just see what happens now. This area here, if we start to actually like break above this, start retesting this from here, if we see a lot of momentum to the downside, I can see the sales playing out. Otherwise, we're just gonna form higher highs and higher lows, honestly. Again, with the hourly, you're expecting an upper wick. It does not even have a bottom wick now. The structure highs are literally all the way down there. Look at that. Structure highs are all the way up here now. This is where when you see a lot of momentum kick in from to the downside. Bro, it is pushing up, but again, look at your hourly. There is no bottom wick. So from here, honestly, I think it's just the aggressive push to the top side. And then from there, around 1781, we can see some momentum kick into the downside. But we start clearing 1781 at that point. It's just buyers, man. It's just your buyers work, you know. So simple. You gotta understand, what's that one area where sellers really do take control from? Well, we're tapping into that area now, and then the next area is 1781. After that, you're just starting to violate the structure highs and you're forming higher highs and higher lows. And honestly, I can see what's happened. Do you know what it was? It was this liquidity grab down here, and then it retested a key area as well. From there, started to push all the way to the top side. Look at your structure as well. You had a double bottom down here, right? That's why I was not interested in any sort of impulsive positions below this. Something like this did expect, but because we had a tiny sell position running from up here, didn't want to take a buy position as well. It doesn't make sense, right? But you're still within this range, man. Still haven't broken out of this. Same consolidation. This whole move was your faker. This was literally your faker right here. Look at that. Structure law is violated, and then this whole move became a faker. Retesting a key area down here, so that's what it was, honestly.
Let's see, man. The 1 hour was just started, bro.
Yeah, I know. It can still push down. Bro, do you know what it is? The structure highs are all the way up here. So unless we start breaking above the structure highs, we are still forming lower lows and lower highs.
82, if once it taps into 82.96, then I'm like, okay, it's got another idea.
Yeah, 82.97, yeah. Until then, you're just forming lower lows and lower highs. Yeah, above 82. No, that's just
wait all
yeah.
day. It tapped it. You said yourself, it's gonna pull back. Again, I didn't really expect it to pull this. This ain't even a pullback now. This is doing.
Do you know what it is? At this point now, because of the liquidity, you would want to see it's still respecting structural highs even if it was a pullback. And what I'm thinking is potentially what it could be doing is just taking out some of the sell orders, grabbing some sell orders, taking out some of the stop losses for your sellers up here to start pushing down, because you got a lot of sellers put their stop losses up here, because you're mostly going to see scalpers in the market, man. You're not going to see a lot of swing traders nowadays, especially this month and the next month, because price is not going to go anywhere. You're going to see either scalpers or intraday traders. So a lot of liquidity will be on the lower time frames. That's the thing. That's why you got to give your trades a lot of room to breathe nowadays. A lot of room to breathe. I'm still within this position. I'm still in this position. My stop loss is above the structural highs. Two cells. Someone said two cells. What do you mean by two cells? Elaborate on that, guys. Do you see how the momentum's starting to die down as well at this point now?
To be fair, that first 5 minutes is a big bullish candle in it.
Yeah, quite massive.
This next 5 minutes should tell us something.
Literally.
It's 3 minutes, we should know.
Let's just see what happens now. Because technically the move to the downside did start from up here, 1782. So we should not be breaking above that. Because that's you're forming lower lows and lower highs. That's your swing high right here. So you should not be breaking above this. I mean, you can see price literally breaking above it, but you do not want to see a close above this.
We should see a big bearish candle. Really.
Yeah, this is where you want to see a lot of momentum kick into the downside, because look, it is still forming new lower lows and lower highs, right? But look at the way the close was as well. It didn't really close below. It just broke the lows.
It makes sense what you're saying about grabbing the liquidity and faking out and going back up again, man.
This is exactly where it was, man. Because look, otherwise, we would have seen a nice close below this to actually form a new low. Otherwise, you're not really forming a new low, are you? The wick's not going to be your low. If you see a nice close below, then you're forming a new low, basically. And so at this point now, if you start breaking above the swing high, at that point, you're starting to form higher highs and higher lows. And again, when you are within a consolidation, market needs some sort of liquidity. So this, I think that's what it was. If we don't start dropping down now, it just came down to grab liquidity to give us that massive push to the top side.
But what if it's going to spin the other way? It's coming up to grab that liquidity from the top to push past through 1775, because it's a key area, like we said.
Do you know what? If we can start basically breaking above 82.14, but not close above it, just a nice wick, and reject from literally 80 to 83. But I want to see a lot of momentum kick into the downside though, start to engulf everything to the left now. Because the only thing is, we did not look at the support that you have formed. At this point now, you did not close below this support. You still closed above it. You're just rejecting from that support. That's the issue. So technically, you've not formed a new low. You've just violated the lows to grab some liquidity to start pushing up. So we are still yet to form a new low on the structure, just forming higher highs and higher lows. And look at this candle as well. Massive engulfing candle. Do you know what, man? We're gonna have to be really careful now for this month and the next month. You're gonna have to first wait for the liquidity to be generated, and then after that, just trade with the liquidity. That's when we're gonna see a lot of momentum kick in. So I think now for this month and the next month, it's not going to make sense to take any sort of positions before the liquidity is there in the markets. And now we're going to go based off the low time frame liquidity as well, because you're not really going to see that on the daily intraday time frame unless there is a lot of news. So maybe on CPI you can expect that. Oh, Goldilocks, man. But again, something like this, even though it's not playing out to the T, you guys gotta understand the potential is still there. You can still capitalize on positions, but now just gotta be extra bit careful.
For me, do you know what I find? Like these times and these end of the years, you need to scout, like we were saying already, come in with smaller lot sizes and be happy with smaller pips, if that makes sense.
Basically, yeah. That's why, man, I would never go in with any sort of big positions around this time, not even 1%. The position that I've got running right now, even if it hits my stop loss, I'm going to lose about 0.2%, which is literally nothing whatsoever. Because again, guys, it was a really, sort of like impulsive position, but you had another confirmation as well as soon as you started to form a new low.
4 hours, 4 hours just looks.
Do you know what it is, man? If we don't start dropping in this new 15-minute that's opening, that's when I can see us dropping. Then we're just going to start consolidating again. Because look at the momentum just starting to die down. The only time we saw momentum was when we grabbed some liquidity. That's what it was. Because this is your double bottom being formed down here. A lot of stop losses are below this. And look at this becoming, this whole move became some sort of faker. That's what it became. So us actually not scaling in below this, actually we ended up, staying out of this whole faker, guys. That's why patience, big thing. Big part of the game. Oh snap, what did I do? Dropped my phone and magic keys. Imagine if it ended up opening positions. That would have been it. That's it.
And the position come in.
Imagine if it comes in as well. At that point I would have said see guys, I meant to take it. I meant to take it. Do you know what? I'll be completely honest, I can still see the cells playing out in the next 15 minutes. Because look, at this point now, again, this is when you see a lot of momentum kick in now from the downside to the downside. This is when you have a lot of sellers sitting up here. So unless we start breaking above this, at that point you're coming up to the next structural highs. From here you can see a nice push to the downside, at least down to 77, 78, which is about 40 pips now. This whole move to the top side was about 59 pips. But most definitely something like this tomorrow I'm looking to capitalize on. I kind of do understand now with gold, you're going to have to wait for those liquidity areas first. Let it grab liquidity first, after that see what it wants to do. Otherwise it's going to be a bit tricky to trade it. We can most definitely still aim for 50 pips a day, I can see that happening, but we'll have to wait for the liquidity first. If it grabs liquidity, after that look what it does. Is it starting to fake everything out, or is it actually breaking the structure, retesting and forming new lows? Because we had break of structure here now. This became our new low below the break of structure, and we did not end up breaking the lows, did we? We just started to form higher highs and higher lows. We did talk about this scenario playing out earlier on, and look, it's playing out now.
That's exactly how I trade. I focus on the liquidity grabs because that's where you have the fastest moves.
Yeah, now you're going to have to wait for the liquidity grabs. I mean normally the way we trade, like, it's really profitable. You don't actually have to always wait for the liquidity grabs on the minute time frame, but now you guys gotta understand there is not much momentum in the market, so you need that extra bit of, yeah, this time of year. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. So again, you guys can understand now, as soon as it starts breaking above the structure highs, you're going to see, is it a break of structure, retest to start forming higher highs, or are you going to see a lot of momentum kick into the downside? Either can play out. Just going to make this a little bit tighter, man. Stop loss. Are you still in this position, or you are?
For me,
Yeah.
I didn't get to enter it.
Oh, amazing.
It moved too quick for me. I tried to enter at 1777.
Or to the downside, right?
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great. You could have capitalized on the buy position now, so that's something you can watch out for tomorrow. Look for liquidity on the minute time frame.
Like we were saying earlier, bro, the 82, if that's broken, the 82, then it's definite buys, isn't it? It's going to try and reach up to 87.
Do you know what it is? It can work out for you, but I'll be super careful, man, buying gold when it's at all-time highs as well on the intraday time frame. Again, it becomes a bit tricky because you don't have much momentum in the market. But it can most definitely work out, man. You got clean range all the way up to 87. So is that what you're looking for? Executing on a buy position?
Right now, I'm just sitting on my hands, bro.
Yeah.
It's just made me wait all day, man.
That's what's gonna happen, man. Honestly, I won't be surprised if you just start pushing down from here now. Because look at your hourly.
Did you see some bullish candle come out of nowhere, man?
Bro, look at the hourly as well. Literally no bottom wick whatsoever. There is no bottom wick. So even the new hourly that opens now, it can just end up faking everything up. And this can literally just be a retest now up to 82.
That hourly's got no bottom wick at all, is it?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I can still see us pushing all the way to the downside. All the way to the downside, honestly.
God, man, this month, like, if this was a normal month, we would have had volume and he would have just put us out of our misery already.
I know, man. It's the misery now. That's the thing. You're gonna have to have so much patience. But again, this is gonna be so good for us though, when we do go into obviously like Feb, when the momentum starts to come back. You're gonna be used to something like this, so you're gonna have a lot of patience. But that's where again you just need about 10 months.
Our 20, 30 pip, TPs will turn into 60, 100 pip TPs.
Basically.
Bang, bang. So yeah, you're right. It's definitely help us improve. It's just what I found with trading as well is affirming. You need to confirm all the time as well.
Yeah, you do. Trading is also such a personal thing as well, man. You need to kind of like find out what works for you.
Definitely.
Like, you can obviously get ideas of other people who have been in the industry for a long time, but kind of got to see what works out for yourself, man. It's such a personal thing. I can really see this hourly starting to flip now as well, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can really see that happening. Like this hourly just like flipping all the way to the downside. Maybe guys, time to go full margin to the downside. starts taking a position. Imagine.
I'd want to see a big candle push past 1779, and then it'll give me good confidence, man. It just gets stuck around that area, man.
Yeah. This area is holding, man. It's been holding the whole day, honestly. Look at that. We've been ranging throughout this area, literally the whole day. At this point, I would not want to see these highs over here being broken either, man. I don't want to see these highs, 1781, being broken, 81,620 to be precise. I want to see from here just starting to drop, start to break below 77 from there, start coming all the way down to the lows and form new lows. Otherwise, this is literally just a pullback to start forming new highs. It's so simple. But yeah, anyone on the YouTube live stream chat, you guys have any sort of questions for us? You know, we're just gonna sit here, watch price action for another couple minutes, see what happens.
Unfortunately, this is what it's, you know, how it's playing out. On a normal day, it would have pushed up, pushed down already, but now it's just ranging, man.
Oh man, on a normal day, this would have been a highly profitable day for us, highly profitable. But again, it's just part of the game. You gotta understand, like, this sort of, you know, the time. This is literally December. The next month is going to be low volume as well. Probably around, what would you reckon, like start of Feb or mid Feb? That's when it starts to pick up.
Mid Feb,
Yeah,
definitely.
mid Feb. That's when it starts to pick up.
Yeah.
So like, you guys should be looking forward to like March. March is going to be amazing month, amazing month. And if you are like really disciplined, 10% is just like minimum in my opinion. If you're like really profitable as well, you can make way more than 10%, man. But again, I don't want to throw any sort of like,
Yeah, so with my personal experience with my traders and with me,
yeah,
if we're good, we're good. Like what Dan's saying, bro. If you're good, like 10% is the minimum. Like
it's baby,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to like start, but there's days where I bang out 20-30%. So I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
how did I even do that?
Yeah.
But that's because we're in March, you know.
Exactly.
We've had a 200 thingy move, and I've just caught, you know, 50, 60. It's easy, light work.
Easy,
But then
easy.
we got days like this where I'm just like, what's going on, man?
Just got to sit on our
I
hands.
know what's going on. It's just, you know, finding the balance of being happy with grabbing it at that time and finding the discipline and riding it what it is now.
Basically,
I'll go and find happiness and peace in the gym in a minute, like when I'm done. And do you know what I mean?
basically, yeah. Again, it's a game of emotions. If this affects you, look at us. We're just chilling here. We're calm. Really don't care. Again, we don't have any sort of FOMO as well. It is what it is, man. If we don't see anything today, we don't have to take any more trades. Again, this area here, stop breaking above this, man. I'm not looking for anything, to be honest. I don't care if it wants to drop later on, but from here I can potentially see us coming down now. This can be that turning point sort of area over here if you start forming lower lows and low highs. Again, look, at the moment you're just turning this into some sort of support. Again, I want to see something. I don't see it right now. So you start breaking above these highs, I'm going to just literally call it a day. I'm not looking for anything else. And then we'll just wait till tomorrow. So simple. Again, I'm going to come in tomorrow, not looking to like, you know, take positions. Just going to be there. Just be active on the charts. And just see what sort of, because you got to understand, like, there's a difference between probabilities and possibilities. You can have like millions and millions of possibilities, but like you always, the sort of possibility that I execute, it needs to give me that edge. The probability's got to be on my side. Then is a good sort of possibility. Otherwise, look, you got possibility here, you can sell here, you can buy here. That's all possibilities, but does it make sense right now? No. I want to see something. Buyers were down there, potentially now. Sells can, you know, start playing out from here, or maybe it's just gonna start forming higher highs and higher lows, and then the buyers are gonna play out again. It's so simple. Just gotta sit on your hands. So like trading wise, what would you say is like the hardest thing for you?
For me personally,
Yeah.
it's just probably seeing a move that I know is going to happen, and the news comes on and just destroys it. It's the frustrating part. Yeah. And like, you know, you see on the left, you see a clean, or the, it's easy, move, and then news comes and just it's not happening.
It's just not
today.
happening.
Like, for example, gold should have dropped last week before the new variant news. Like, it was ready to drop, but because the news come out last week about the new, it even affected the NFP. Like, I feel like it could have had a bigger impact if there weren't so much uncertainty on. I'm constantly on Bloomberg, and they were kept on, like, it's like they're trying to, how can I explain? They're trying to, like, without using swear words, just like to brain fog you to actually doubt yourself. And obviously bigger institutions and corporate things, they obviously safeguard their money first. So moves that was meant to happen last week are just starting to play out now. I predicted this on a higher time frame to be around here all last week, but because of the news, it's taken a extra couple of days.
Yeah. No, I most definitely agree with you on that one there. You gotta understand now, like, the technicals they will still play out, but it's just not going to be on the same sort of pace now. It will take its time.
What, Dan? You're more fluent than me, and you're more brave, and like with me, I try not to trade against the daily bias or the overall bias, so I minimize my risk. So if I know this is going to drop, okay, we're going to get the liquidity, we're going to get the news, but I know at some point it's going to still go down to our technical. So if I still play against that, because what I look for is that quick movement, that quick, that one candle where we do 30-40 pips done easy, rather than just, okay, we've seen the liquidity, it's going to push back up, but it's going to take us half a day to do it, because like you said, we need to adapt our trading to our personality and our lifestyle.
Exactly. That's what it is,
because the idea for me is right now I invest in my own capital. So what I'm doing is growing my pot, and then eventually down the line, instead of taking 1 or 2 trades a day, it'd be 1 or 2 trades a week, and then 1 or 2 trades a month. Imagine coming in and analyzing it and going, boom, 1 trade and you're done for the month. And then you can put all your energy into things you love. But with me, obviously, I've got kids. I'd like to put more energy back into my kids, and that you can create your other dreams. Again, man, it's the beautiful industry to be involved in. But it's how you gotta see what kind of person you are and how it works for you.
That's what it is, man. At the end of the day, that's what trading gives you. It gives you financial freedom. You can go work on your other business ventures. You don't want to be at this. What was really hard for me when I started trading? It was kind of like just getting off the charts, man. It was the addiction to the charts, staying on the charts, like trading Asian, trading London, just trading everything, man. But then you start to realize when you do less is more in trading.
Definitely.
When you do less, is actually more in trading. You stick to
what big thing for me is just you've just got to what. Do you know what you said earlier about starting tomorrow with a clean slate? Like I'll get in and out of a trade 30 pips and done, but because I've closed so early, it's gone to 100 pips, and I'm just like but I've smashed it because that's my trading plan. I've done it. I've done to a T. So to be able to control that and just switch that off is another thing, adding to what you're saying, man.
Exactly. Do you know what? It's part of psychology again, because at the end of the day, that's in a way greed kicking in. You're like, you've secured this much, but you could have secured way more. So it's kind of like greed kicking in.
It's human nature. It's nothing that you're a bad person or whatnot. No. As human beings, we always strive for more. We'd always like more. So that's an instinct where you can try and control it and try and channel it if you can.
That's why in a way you kind of go understand like where you put in your energy, because again, less is more is less. So let's say you put in your energy into taking more trades, more time on the charts. You can put the same energy into working on your psychology. That's going to actually be beneficial to you. So that's the thing, man. You really got to understand where you really got to put your energy. When it comes to trading, I put a lot of my energy into obviously understanding the trading psychology rather than always now being on the charts, because the more you're on the charts, the more you tend to trade as well. It's so simple, because again, there are so many scenarios.
Watching it, just over trading, right?
Just watching it, exactly. Because you could be the strongest person, but you're like, yo, I've seen this move play out yesterday. It gave out like 200 pips, and then your human instincts kick in. Your human nature starts to like, kick in. You're greedy. You're like, oh, let me just do this one time.
Struggles of a forex trader, man.
Basically, yeah. So that's why it's so.
What I'd like to improve about myself, though, is just to research more news, like because I've structured myself down just to gold and US dollar, but like there's so much the news lets off that we can
capitalize on,
amplify to our trading. Just like we've certain little things like in this country. I'll give you an example. We had a couple of months ago the oil shortage. Surely that impacted the charts, right? If they're saying there's queues in the if there's queues in the petrol stations, that means there's shortage of petrol. Okay, do we go on the charts and play the bias on oil? So it's just simple little things of BBs. Look how simple it is. Exactly. But it's just how you're reading it. For example, like the news last week regarding the COVID variant, like I read it differently. This is my personal opinions, but I thought, what? It's the end of the year. People are profit taking. Big organizations need their bonuses. Are they introducing a scaremonger tactic? Because obviously these companies, I know from personal experience downstairs, they're all invested in pharmaceutical companies. Because like if you do, the BBC is connected with Bill Gates. Bill Gates is trying to push the jab. The jab, is on the stock market, and the time is towards the end of the year. Like, okay, I accept that there's a virus out there, but to an extent, everything in the world is manipulated for profits. Like, war. Like, how does war even happen nowadays? Someone needs to sell weapons. Like, how does someone in a mountain somewhere can't afford a house but can afford
weapons?
Nuclear. Where does this come? Like, if you very deep it, if someone's buying and someone's selling. It's how you. Yeah.
That's
Sorry, guys, if I got a bit deep there, but.
No, go for it, man. Let people understand it, because you got to understand, everyone looks at the markets in a different sort of way, and your understanding makes a lot of sense as well, honestly, and it's quite true as well. You're talking facts. Now again, look, profit taking done here now, and then the selling momentum starting to kick in.
You know what? Buyers are getting exhausted, thinking, "Oh, do you know what? I'm done for the day." And
exactly.
And it's now it's my personal opinion is allowing technicals to play itself out.
Basically, yeah.
And the outside influence is dying out because it's getting later towards the end of the day. I don't know. It could go. It could push back up, but it still looks like what you said, Dan. It could just trickle down, mate.
Do you know what it can? But I would really want to see these highs over here being respected now. That's the thing. I don't want to see these highs over here being broken. Then I can see the sells playing out now. Otherwise, probably going to be later on in the session. But right now, if we do want to see the sells playing out now, you don't want to see this move here to the downside, turning into some sort of pullback to start forming new highs, because that's what it will be. If this is literally just retesting this resistance to start breaking the structure highs. So as you want to see these lows over here being broken again.
That's a valid point, mate.
So simple. But you know what? I think, honestly, like, everyone can become successful in this industry. Like, I really do believe that. It's just that it's the psychology, man. People's got really, really look into the psychology of trading. That's the hardest thing, in my opinion. It's not the technicals, it's the psychology. Even right now, it's not the technicals that are going to actually affect you, because technicals are going to do what the technicals want to do, right? It's the psychology that's going to either keep you here or is going to, take you away. So simple. Can probably see explosive move above this. If you start breaking the structural highs now, probably can see explosive move at least to 1783. Honestly, I can see that happening. Unless this is literally just a retest, because this is your new half an hour open as well. You got to understand it's forming the upper wick now. And he's also got the bottom wick as well. So if it starts breaking below the bottom wick once again, it has no business doing that at this point now. So if it starts doing that, guess what? This previous half an hour candle can literally end up getting corrected, the previous 30-minute candle can get corrected, and then even look at your hourly as well. There is literally no bottom wick, so I can really see that happening now. Us coming all the way down to just create that bottom wick on the hourly. So let's just wait and see what it does. We're way past our session now, and we still have some people watching. Still have about 20 people watching on the YouTube live stream. Guys, if you have any sort of questions,
got any more questions or anything they want to talk about, or
yeah, guys, any sort of questions, go ahead and ask us the questions. We're literally just chilling on the charts, spending extra bit of time. Go ahead, ask us some questions. If you have any questions, go for it. We're here to answer all the questions today. Usually, what happens is, because it's such a volatile pace, so we're just in and out. Like, we don't have time for any sort of Q&A. We're just there taking our trades and we're done for the day. So do you invest in crypto as well, by the way?
What, myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got long-term holds, but I would never do it intraday or even on a monthly basis. It's just I'm quite calculated. I like to know what's happening at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month. I spend a lot of time preparing things. When someone like Elon Musk or some China or anyone goes online and says something and it negatively impacts that, you can wipe out 50% of your life savings or what. I just can't,
One tweet.
I do believe in the crypto space, but it's just, I don't know, it needs more solidifying, it needs more tying up. I can't, the way Elon Musk is moving is market manipulation. There's no way he hasn't bought BTC. There's no way he isn't going online talking negative, bringing the price down and buying in. That's like, if you've done that in the Wall Street, stock market, you're getting locked up, or the UK. Why? It's so it's a bit up in the air for me. But answering your question, mate, yeah, it's good to be I've diversified my property, portfolio into various things. So I'm quite lucky on that front, man. I asked a lot of questions. I go and explore and I do my thing. So yeah, crypto's the one, but it's just like, how can, because everyone goes, this coin's different, is that different, bro? When something happens to BTC, if your company is so different and it works off a company and the value goes up on the coin because of the company, why are you still getting your ass whooped by what happens to BTC? That's what it don't sit well with me. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, even with crypto space as well, I'm a little bit picky as well, but I'm a big believer of metaverse.
I need to be around, maybe I need to be educated more, maybe I don't know enough, but from sitting outside, when something drops hard, you got 100 grand in something and you wake up and it's 50 grand, it's not a joke, bro.
Do you know what it is, yeah? I'm a big believer of metaverse though, because at the end of the day, Facebook is behind it. That's the biggest company out there. So any sort of projects being pumped up now are metaverse projects as well. If you saw the market now, the market's actually all down now on literally your normal crypto coins, Bitcoin, XRP, all of those coins. But if you actually look at the metaverse coins, man, they're still pumping. They're unstoppable.
Oh, you're right. Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? We've been in the metaverse for since we was, computer games have been
exactly.
They've just introduced the virtual side of it. Playing a PlayStation and a computer game is no different from the metaverse, is it? It's just the digital side to it. So they've already got society locked in. They're just taking it to the next level. I'm worried about that where I've got younger kids. I don't want them to become couch potatoes and find happiness in a computer screen.
Basically.
I just it's a bit similar to Instagram. I'm in Canary Wharf. I'm based in Canary Wharf, so I see. And again, I'll talk back to the Third Space Gym. I see a lot of influencers in there. The way they hold themselves online, they've got a couple of million followers, but in the gym, they're no one. But they're making a normal, successful person who's trying hard with their life and actually building feel less of themselves because they've portrayed such an image. And that's what I don't like, and everyone should be proud of who they are. We all start from different positions in life, and you just gotta stay. My motto in life is stay strong and keep going. You've got to carry on, wake up every day and knock on that door. One day that door will open.
It will open, but just don't give up. Basically, just don't give up.
No, bro. Everything was an idea. Imagine like a met plane like City Airport's just there. So a plane, metal flies. Imagine that. That was someone's idea one day. Someone was thinking, I'm going to make this. Like, obviously we're used to it now, but back then, how crazy was that idea? But it's just relating it back to us and our trading, how we, bro, you know, everything starts from the mindset. You're getting up in the morning with a positive attitude. You go for, you know, you drink and eat something, you know, that's beneficial. Like, good input makes good output. It's just stick to basics and be consistent. Create rituals, create habits, and it will just be a butterfly effect. You go to those checkpoints every single day, you're blowing, bro. Like, and you know.
Do you know what it is, bro? Like, it is this era of social media, man. Again, like, you know, comparison comes into play. Because I know a lot of people, man. A lot of, like, you know, my friends as well. They're like, you know, rappers and things like that. You know, their music is popping as well, bro. Like, but when you're actually in person chilling with them, it's nothing like, you know, what they show on, like, you know, the music videos. They're doing this every day.
Imagine how embarrassing you renting a supercar to rap about a lifestyle you don't have.
Basically.
But in a weird way, they're affirming it. It's called incantation and affirmation. So there's a few personal development coaches that I follow that, you know, they preach this. Before you become
say it into existence, basically.
Yeah, exactly. You talk it into existence. So in a weird way, they're talking about, like, you know, bar bliss card, mansion this, you know, yacht this. But because they're portraying it and people are buying it, it's allowing, you know, they're selling their CDs. So in a weird way, it's pushing that tool. And it's the same with everything. It's the same. Everything is you know, honestly, you know, relating it back to us, you just got to be confident in who you are, and you've got to be open to learning, you know.
Basically,
everything. And related to what you're saying, bro, unfortunately, Instagram and the social media is very fake, and it you know,
it is.
Just, you know, you try not to get lost in it, and, like, you know, it's crazy. Like, why do we give so much respect to Jay-Z and Kanye West and you know, so, like, the way they treat certain people, I wouldn't treat. So why am I? Oh, because, you know, certain. But there's so many nice people out there just as wealthy, just as, you know, who's doing great things for the world. Why are we not giving, like, it's mad what the social media, the way they channel us to think, and, you know, and I think the metaverse is going that way. Like, big corporate companies like Bill Gates, because there's so many entrepreneurs nowadays, they can't get everyone to believe them and work in their companies and their cultures. And because there's people like me and you going, fuck the system. I'm doing it when I want to do it, bro.
Exactly.
This is what I'm doing. And they can't do that. Like, they can't. And obviously, they've got billions. Now they're trying to make trillions. And what, like, how can they get to everyone through the metaverse and through the internet, engaging and getting into people's heads? And in a weird way, I've got a Turkish culture, and my mum and dad are from a village in Turkey. Some of them people are living a better life than me. Why? They won't be as wealthy as me, but, bro, like, they eat the naturalist foods. They're not intoxicated by, you know, having a bad day. Like, their worst day is, you know, I don't know, like, their goat wet died or whatever. You know, just simple like that. Their life is so simple, but they live such a better lifestyle and a peaceful mind. And, like, I sometimes go back there, and, like, the guy, like, you know, he hasn't left the village all his life. The guy's so happy.
Exactly.
But, bro, some days I'm depressed and I got anxiety because the way I'm meant to be.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what the stats are now? Ever since, like, you know, this age of social media, this era, like, the depression rate, the anxiety rate has gone off, man, skyrocketed. And do you know what it is? Again, it's the social media. That's why you really, really need to have that discipline, man. Like, I'll be completely honest, I'm so much on my phone all the time. I've got pain in my eyes, man. That's how bad it is. But again, like, you know,
it's our tool to, you know, it's obviously, so that's the same with me, with my other businesses. The way I've adapted it, I've turned my businesses communications through WhatsApp rather than email, so it's a lot quicker, process done. I can talk to my, you know, my managers and whatnot, and I'm sure it's similar with you. You know, you're communicating quicker with your audience or whatnot. So there is obviously method in your madness, because we all do it, man. But it's just, again, going and finding a balance. And do you know what you're doing here? Creating a society with similar minded individuals, which is important, because society is always trying to break us down. Like, no disrespect, I have a religion, my mum and dad are Muslim, alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim, but like everything is programmed to segregate. Before a religion, before color, bro, we're all human. We all have hearts.
We all bleed, bro.
And like, you know, just, okay, we all have cultural differences, but, you know, while we're holding up, so, like, it's just, but it all interprets back to status, money.
It does. It always does. It always does, man.
And, you know, bro, just, you know, again, you just got to be happy with who you are, and if you're not, you just got to try and do better, and you can't be, you know, you can't be knocked for trying to do better.
And honestly, you know, there is this test that you can take. It's actually from NHS. It gives you, like, you know, there's depression scores and anxiety scores, and then a lot of people, they believe, like, you know, they don't have anxiety, they don't have depressed. Bro, they take the test and they the most depressed person out there is crazy, bro. Even I took it. It says you're depressed, you have anxiety. I was like, shit. Do I?
You know what it is? Our generation is tough, Dan, man, because like we're introduced to everything. Like with me, I've got the older generation. I get the older generation. I get the new generation. We've got to, you know, get that. And gold is falling down as we speak.
Bro, I've got one position from up here, by the way. I've got a little position from up there, scaled in. I'm not gonna lie to you. But let's see how it plays out, man. Tiny position from up there, scaled in, cheeky profits from up there. They don't want to interrupt you, but have a tiny bit of a position from up there.
No, this is what we're here for, man. We're here to, you know, if we can help.
Oh, wow. God. You saw that. See, told you, as long as we don't break above that, we're coming down. This is exactly what we were waiting for, man. Now the whole hourly candle is going to be corrected, because look at the bottom wick. See, there is no bottom wick. This is about to be corrected now. We're about to form that bottom wick now. And then this is when we're going to see the new lows being formed. See, this was the actual move we were waiting for. The whole move to the top side has been corrected at this point as well. Amazing. Lovely stuff.
We need it to close. We need it to hold.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
Let's go.
This is the exact thing we were waiting for, man. Positions up about 21 pips now. Let's see how it plays out.
Nice.
So one trade running from up there now, guys. Let's see how it plays out. One trade running from up there. We should see a massive push to the downside at this point. What I'm gonna do is, I've got a little position running from down here which I was holding. I'm gonna take out now because it's in profits, almost in profit. So I'm gonna take that out because I've got a position running all the way from up there. So it doesn't make sense for me to hold this position now from down here. So you see how I've not taken a loss on this position now because of the analysis. That's again because of my confidence, guys.
Bro, this might even break the bottom structure again. It might even try and punch 1775.
It will.
Depends how much what that traffic on the left is going to be.
I know. I was expecting this like big time. Do you know what? I was expecting this whole move down. I had a lot of confidence something like this was going to happen. Remember the hourly candle as well. There was no bottom wick. This is exactly what coming down now to form this bottom wick on the hourly candle. That's why I had a lot of confidence, man, in this trade. Do you know what? I don't want to show my meta trade of 5 because I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off if they see.
Yeah, do you know what? You just got to take it. It's just a lot of energy, innit? A lot of energy.
Do you know what? People are going to be like, why did you not tell us you were scaling in up there? So I don't even want to show my meta trade of 5 because I don't want to promote trading after 3 o'clock. But let's just say I'm in deep profits right now, guys. Let's just say that. And most of them have been, secured as well. Let's also just say that.
Finish off nice. That's a nice one.
Hopefully now with the new hourly, you can start forming that bottom wick. That's what I'm expecting now with the new hourly. At this point, this was technically the move down now. 1778 is being tapped from here now. We can expect a pullback. But if we do not pull back and we start turning this into some sort of resistance, we're going to start breaking below 1778.10, which is the lows we have formed. At that point, we're going to start seeing a massive dump to the downside. Honestly, that'll be the move we have been waiting for the whole time, man. Literally the whole time. Do you know what, guys? If we start breaking below this, then I'll show you my MetaTrader 5. But make sure you guys don't get jealous. Is it just me, or when I use stop limit loss order, my orders get executed even if the price doesn't hit my price? Or maybe it's because of the spreads. You gotta understand, every single broker, the prices are different as well. So just look at the price on your broker. Don't go based off trading view. Look at the price on your MetaTrader 5 and your MetaTrader 4. So what, did you guys get to capitalize on a position update, by the way? Not really. Let us know in the YouTube live stream chat as well, guys. Did you guys take any sort of positions up there? As I said, we were waiting for something like this. Told you guys that Arvely does not have a bottom wick either. You understand, it grabbed a lot of liquidity, so you had that push to the top side, but the actual move is actually to the downside. You're still forming lower lows and lower highs. Look, the structure highs are all the way up here at 1782. Until then, this was your liquidity grab, aggressive pullback, started to consolidate. This was your actual move to the downside now. So as long as we start to form lower lows and lower highs, start turning 1778.
Stay below 78.
Yeah, this 1778 area, man, I want to see this turn into some sort of resistance, and we should be good to go down, honestly. We are starting to reject as well. This might be it. This might just be that push down now. Again, potentially with the next hourly open now, we can see something, which is the 4 o'clock open. And so let's see what happens, man. Let's see if it plays out properly, though. I've secured a lot of profits, though. So in a way, it's risk-free for me now. Oof. Okay, guys, you know, if we get another leg down, then I'll show you my MetaTrader 4. But make sure you guys don't get too jealous. Dynamic risk. Let me show you what dynamic risk can do for you guys. I'll show you guys just now.
You can show it to them people from Friday, man.
Bro, you know, I'm going to show my MetaTrader 5. They're going to see what...
Taking time and, you know, going on YouTube Live, people should have better attitudes to people, you know, putting themselves out there, you know.
And man, this is with 100% transparency as well. No one does that in this industry, bro. No one does that. Like, everyone has an agenda. They want to sell their signals, their courses. We're just doing it for the community, the purpose of creating a community. And wow, what amazing push to the downside at this point. Honestly, what a nice, lovely move to the downside at this point. Amazing move.
Oh, it's going to invalidate that whole hour, man.
See, that bottom wick was coming up. Look at this whole bottom wick now. It's about to form a bottom wick. So technically, now if we don't start forming this bottom wick now, the next hourly is going to start pulling up a little bit, and then we're going to form the bottom wick. So let's just see if there is enough momentum to start forming this bottom wick. And then at that point, you're going to start forming a new low as well. So just keep that in your mind. We can most probably see another like 30 pips to the downside. I can see that happening. Again, forming lower lows and lower highs, and amazing so far. Do you know what? Yeah, I feel like being nice. So I'm going to show you guys my MetaTrader 5 just for the sake of it. Bro, I'm about to show my MetaTrader 5. Let me show you. Look at the screen, bro.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna say meeting, bro.
Hey, always 200 pips up, guys. But a lot of the profits have been secured as well. Just keep that in your mind. You're gonna see the dislikes going up now. Why did you not give us the signal?
You get that? Do you get that from people saying, "Oh, why didn't you brick that?" You know.
Sometimes we actually do. That's the thing. We tell them
this is not. Listen, last week when I watched it, you give out a lot of content, man. People should pick up a lot, you know.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose, man. We wanna make this educational, not like, you know, signals. Because at the end of the day,
that's brain dead. That's not actually, because what you ideally you want to go off and try and replicate it yourself, you know.
Exactly. We want to kind of like teach people so they can, you know, do this on their own. Because one day I might not be here, do you know what I mean? Right now we're up 150 pips in these sort of market conditions, guys. Like, this is powerful. You can see like $2,000 up right now, fluctuating, and most of the profits have been secured as well. So there you go, lovely day.
Imagine. Just seems like we've been sitting all day, innit?
And look at that. You know what? A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, guys. You know what? I can't lie to you, innit? I had to kind of like keep it low key today because I don't want to promote any sort of trading after 3 o'clock. That's our session. So I don't want to do that. But again, guys, play it out for me. Lovely, right? Lovely play. So make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream. So this is the new hourly approaching at this point. Look at the hourly as well. You have the bottom wick at this point now. So it's going to start forming new lower lows and lower highs potentially. Or from here you can start pushing up as well. So let's just see how it plays out. I think with the new hourly, could get a chance to scale in. Because it needs to form new lows technically.
It does now. It actually does need to go and try and tap something.
It needs to, because again, because of this liquidity, the pullback was really aggressive, right? Then we started to consolidate, did not violate the structure lows. That's why I told you guys I was holding the position all the way from down here. And imagine that position was in a drawdown for a little bit, but I ended up actually securing profits on that position because of my confidence levels. You guys see how that works? How I turned a losing trade into a winning trade, and then I scaled in with more positions up there. And my stop losses were really, really tiny up here, by the way. I had like tiny stop losses, about like 10 pips stop losses, and right now I'm sitting at about 150, 160 pips profits altogether. Amazing day so far. So now with the new hourly, let's just see what happens, man. Potentially from here you can start pulling up, but if the new hourly starts dropping, oof, it's gonna be an amazing day. If we can see 17.62 today, what do you reckon? Do you think it's possible?
Listen, if this, it depends. This 1775, man.
I know.
If it allows us to break it, then there's a lot of downside. It will just roll off. But we've just like, yeah. You know what, mate? If simple strategy of breaking structure and letting it, go back and then buying back, like selling back, like selling off again, has been the strategy for today. But it's just, it's applying that, your strategy to it. Because if, again, like we were saying earlier, if you actually look at it, it's been playing down all day. It's just taken a very long time to do it.
That's the thing.
It's a very long time to do it.
150 plus pips up. YouTube live stream. But this is what happens, guys. Patience pays. Honestly, patience pays. That's what it is. Honestly, so simple. So simple.
Back to that 1777.49 area. We need to break that as well. Needs to be.
But honestly, now you can start expecting pullbacks once again because the drop was really, really aggressive though. So again, this 1778 area, man, I'll be really, really cautious around here. If you start breaking the structure highs above this, start turning this into some sort of support with the new hourly, the hourly is going to pull all the way back up because this current hourly had to come down to form some sort of sustainable bottom wick because it had no bottom wick. But at this point, you do have a bottom wick. So if it technically wants to push up now, this is when you're going to see that push to the top side or push to the downside as well in the next 2 minutes. So let's just see what happens, man. Let's just see what happens, honestly. But what a great trade from the top side. Amazing. Question for what's your optimum time frame for gold? They're asking you a question.
What, me or you?
Yeah, you.
Me, to be honest with you, it's like if I'm in the office and I'm concentrating on the chart and there's a volume there, everything comes into play. I've got a checklist that I go by, and I'll apply that to any time frame. As long as there's volume there, I don't mind trading it. But going back to what Dan said, you've got to have a life as well, and you can't trade every session. Exactly. So again, just trying to, so you control the charts. Don't let the charts control you. Because like, I know it sounds crazy, but there's enough times and sessions for you to make your money. You just need to get your strategy right and keep repeating it. Exactly. That's it. There's and risk management is very important. Like again, like if you're trading 3 times with lower lot sizes, mate, you can't really get it wrong. Like until Do
you know what? That's exactly right. Like that's what it is.
So simple, guys. Just
so
keep
simple.
Like, you know, like everyone on Instagram sells you. They want it. They look. People who are selling you courses are not going to tell you is like stick to basics in life. Like just relating Forex or everything else to life, bro. If you want to have a good start to the day, you get up early and you prepare. And you think about what you're going to do at 9 o'clock, where you're going to be at 12 o'clock, and you let them know. And it just really is that kind of setup with trading. Like, dude, like, how many trades am I take? Before you even take the trades, whatever happens, you only take 3 trades. That's it. End. And that will safeguard you from over trading, you know. And like, you know, around that, depending on, you know, what kind of day you had, you can let a run, you can take profits early. It's just, for me, the simpler it is, the better it is with Forex, with everything. But answering your question, I wouldn't trade like me, or like trade what suits you. Like what is your culture? What time do you like getting up? What do you like doing? So play around that for yourself, because you don't want Forex to be like, or trading to be a job for you. You want to love it. I like getting up early in the morning. My kids get up early in the morning. I like training and getting out. Like, okay, I trade. Well, if I'm honest, I don't really trade the Asian session, because I'm like a chicken. I go like, because I'm so exhausted, I go to bed at 10 o'clock, and my kids are in bed by then, so I'm an early riser the next morning. And again, like Dan was saying, I am a bit addicted to the charts. I've got trading on my phone. I'm looking at it all the time. So yeah, do what you know, what works for you is the answer to your question. Sorry, I drank it under it, but.
No. You know, it's good this way. When you obviously say in detail, it will make more sense to people. So this is great. This is great stuff. So again, now with this hourly, look, previous hourly just had to come down to form the bottom wick. Now, doesn't mean we are still forming low lows and low highs, but again, this hourly can just start coming up all the way to the top side. So again, I'll be really cautious around 1778. If you do start turning that into some sort of support, you can see some sort of correction all the way to the top side. That's where most of the profits should be taken out here now. And below this, if we start breaking below this, honestly, the previous hourly lows, I think we can come all the way down to 75.
Yeah, 4 hours to finish like that, Dan, you know?
Yeah. But look at the way it flipped. The rejection to the downside was nice, honestly. But again, the 4 hour is literally at the mid-range.
Still do a wick fill though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wick fill, and if we start breaking below this, it's gonna take out a lot of stop losses, some more liquidity, and then from there we can probably see that push to the downside. Honestly, because we got clean traffic, but you guys can understand it's gonna do a lot of dodgy stuff now. There's not much, you know, volume in the market. Is gonna come up, down, come up. That's what I told you. The pullbacks, you should not be scared of it now. You guys saw I had a position. I was holding that position for a little bit. I was in a drawdown, but ended up actually being a profitable position, and I stacked up here as well, because the analysis made sense, right? But stop losses were literally above the structure highs over here as well, and then from here it just started to drop down, because the main structure is all the way up here at 1782. After that, you can start to say, okay, now you're starting to violate this swing high. Until then, you're just forming that new leg down. So now technically a new leg down will be below 75. So anything below 75, you should be happy with. That's the new leg down. We should not be breaking above the 81 area, 81, 82 area. We're just playing around that same area now, 78, innit?
Been doing that all day.
Still, man, still like more than 100 pips up in this sort of market conditions. That's amazing, guys.
Mate, honestly.
That's amazing. It's all about, do you know what, guys? It's all about confidence. Like, do you have that confidence to actually like execute on your setup if it makes sense? Also, like, how can you like manage risk? Because you don't want to start taking like 2-3% sort of like risk positions. So let's say if all of my positions over here would have gone stopped out, I would have only lost about less than 0.5%. But now it played out, and I was up about more than $2,000. So GCI works. Risk management is all about risk management, guys. So the office that you have, is it just like your office, or do you have like other traders there with you as well? Is it like a trading floor?
Now I don't really have my traders come in. Everyone, you know, trades from home. So we offer the, you know, I say, look, man, as long as you're hitting targets at the end of the month because you're trading my capital, you do what happens for you. What makes it happen for you. So yeah, I have traders come in, traders work from home. To be honest with you, I prefer not a crowded office, because then it's like everyone takes each other's trading ideas. But when everyone's at home or we're divided, everyone's got their own setups. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we're all sitting together, like it's easy for them to go, oh yeah, I see that, and everyone starts taking that, and that doesn't, like, because it's my capital, I wanna eliminate the risk factor. If everyone's trading different capital, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No, that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, makes a lot of sense. What you're saying. At the end of the day, if everyone's sitting together, they're gonna be, bouncing off of each other. So if someone's having a losing day, at the end of the day, everyone's going to end up having a losing day. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Don't want that, man.
Yeah, don't want that. Yeah. No, we over here have a really big office as well. Really, really big office. So
where are you guys based? Where are you?
at the moment, I've got a couple of different offices. I've actually got one in Ilford as well. Have you heard about Ilford? It's not the best area, but it does the job. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's close to here. Like, pop in when you can.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Should definitely do a trading session together one time, man. I with some other people as well.
Yeah, we've got enough computers here. I've got like 6 desks with double computers, so more than enough.
Let's see, man. Let Feb come. Big moves coming up around Feb for me. A lot of big things happening. Next year is going to be a blast, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year. I'm excited. I've got good feelings about next year. With me right now, it's just simplifying everything. I don't want to, because obviously I've mentioned before, I've got other businesses where we depend on, the corporate structure of 9 to 5, open to close, managerial, hierarchy structure, paying their HMRC. But what I'm doing now, like, I can generate the same sort of capital with my other businesses that have 10 staff. Do you know what I mean? That's what I found about my life. Why have a big liabilities and try and perform like when you can do that with one person or selective individuals,
exactly,
and take the risk factor, and you can turn it on and turn it off.
Exactly.
So yeah, but again, like this, the country teaches you so you've got to, there's got to be a boss, a manager, and stuff. But that traps you into that system. I'm taking that apart right now, and I'm going to simplify it even more next year.
Amazing. Honestly, I do agree with that as well. And in a way, trading is probably the best business. We have like a lot of like beauty businesses as well. Even though it's like good money, the sort of liability that you have with these sort of businesses is just insane, man. It's insane, the amount of effort you need to put in, because every single thing matters.
And this is the thing with news in the UK. Unfortunately, in the UK, it makes you believe that, we're constantly watching BBC News. Oh, there ain't enough money. We're in debt. Bro, the world is a big and wonderful place. You can make money out of anything, out of thin air. Like, influencers make money out of thin air. They don't even exist what they're promoting. Like, they don't even take, like, they make. So don't always be sold on what to be like. You create you and what you can, because money is infamous. Like, it's forever, never ending. Like,
exactly.
The US dollar, like, how many times are we meant to see crashes already? Like, how many times, Powell's talking about this? Bro, the guys print out money, like, and carry on like it's nothing. Like, it's again, like the mortgage system, the banking system. Like, they, if everyone asks for their mortgage money, it doesn't exist. Like,
it doesn't exist. You know what? Mortgages, in my opinion, are liabilities. What do you reckon? In my opinion, a mortgage can be a liability. In my opinion, I'll be completely honest.
It depends how you got your finances set up, innit? If you're over, it's like Forex, innit? If you're over leveraged on a trade or an asset or whatever, you're just gonna blow at one point, or it's gonna be a struggle for you to do it. But
exactly,
if you're setting yourself up like you're overperforming and under paying, then it's gonna be cool, bro. It's just the schooling system hasn't taught us how to money manage. Luckily, we're restructuring this, and we can apply it to our day to day. It's like buying coffee could be the same as buying a mortgage. If you're only
Basically,
earning £5 and you're paying £4.50 for, you know, for the coffee, you got 50p to play with. That's automatically putting yourself. So yeah, but dude, it's just again, we just don't get taught these simple little things. They're more worried about talking about, you know, religion that existed 1,000 years ago, how, you know, Adam existed. No, let's talk about how you should wash yourself, how you should say please and thank you, and how it's normal to smile. Like it's nuts, man. It's honestly, it's actually bonkers if you deep it. But again,
It really is,
like you
man.
said earlier, man, everything needs to make money, doesn't it?
It does, man. It does. At
That's
the end
that's
of the day,
the thing
man.
about London. Anything at any time, if you stay strong and keep going, you can create and beat anyone and have anything. But the sad side of London and the UK is very aggressive, very fast.
Very fast paced, yeah. Really,
Like
really
that's
fast
London.
paced.
So my missus is from Manchester, and like we go to Manchester, and the whole attitude to life is so much more relaxed.
It's more chill, yeah.
I'll look at someone in Manchester, they'll go to me, you're right, mate, can I help you? Like, do you need anything? In London, I'll look at someone, they'll like, what are you looking at? Do you want me to hurt you? I'm like, oh my God,
No.
it's crazy.
It's
Like, do you know what I mean?
bro.
It's the whole attitude and whole setup. And like, this goes down to like, you know, what we're watching again, how we're influenced about rappers. Like, okay, no disrespect to anyone, I don't know anyone's hustle of making money, but how can you like find it acceptable about someone talking about shooting someone and it glorify it and like, it's nuts if you think about it. Like imagine your son being shot and you're like on the news, someone's talking about shooting people and it's glamorizing 50 cents. Like that's bonkers, bruv. Like why are we even living but yeah, everything needs to make money, doesn't it?
It does, and it makes a lot of money. That's the thing. So you know what, like, is the way life is going on now, man. It's just insane. Everything, and you know the thing is, it's actually hard to be young around this era than back then. It's way more difficult.
Yeah, like we said earlier, bro. But with our generation, like, you know, faces a lot of challenges because life was a lot more simple back then. Like metaverse, what the hell? Like, bro, what am I? Like, you know, what's going on, bro? Like, I'm happy with my life. I can step downstairs. I'm recognized. I talk to people. I'm loved. I love people. But I don't need to go into like a virtual world to find recognition and self-respect. And you know,
have you heard about the effect, bro?
Goals in the gym and achieving here, and what you're doing by helping the community. You're finding that already, bro. It's like it's mad. It's actually crazy,
bro. You know, people are buying lands in the metaverse for like millions and millions.
Yeah, I
So
know. I bought a couple of NFTs myself, but I'm just thinking, like, when after it went into profit, but I'm like, bro, I'm buying a lazy monkey or I bought another one, like a funky pigeon. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this, man? Like, what really is this? But it's again, we're trying to move with the times. It might be something that could advance, you know, because, you know, everything was weird and wonderful in the beginning until everyone normalizes it. You just don't know, you know.
It's evolution.
I'm not offending anyone on the stream. Like I'm open to anything and everything. I can hear it. I can hear everyone's point. You know, I'm not against anyone, but there's certain principles that I live my life that make me who I am, and it allows me to be and achieve the things I do. So I believe you've got to have that structure about you. Otherwise, you're always going to be emotional or pull back like the markets. And you know, but if you've got that place you hold yourself, no matter what happens to you, you always go back there. And work on that.
And you know what? Have you seen, like, you know, Joe Rogan's podcast, the one with Elon Musk?
I mentioned that this morning, actually.
Yeah. So the one with Elon Musk, when they were talking about AI, how AI could be so dangerous in, you know, next couple of years. And Elon Musk said he's been kind of like letting everyone know about this, but no one takes it serious. So he said until it's too late, no one's going to take it serious. And then when it's too late, that's when they're going to be like, oh, how can we sort this out? You understand, man, times are moving so fast now. We got to be open-minded. Got to move with the times now. Just like, you know, you said, you're like, you don't really understand, like, what's this NFT, but you're still, like, you know, investing into it. So you're still moving with the times. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, just you know, people say you got to be in it to win it. It's the space we're in, isn't it? Like, I'm crypto, so it's only right that I dabble in that, and you know, it's society again. But I don't know what kind of good is gonna come. But you know, worst thing is you lose a bit of profit, you know, and it's done there. But yeah, you just I don't know, man. I mean, I just go back to being me, as in stay strong and keep going. Like whatever it is, you do little things. Your daily goals, weekly goals, your monthly, your long, short, long, short, medium, long term goals, and just make sure those are being ticked. And you know, you've got it set out your mental state, your financial state, your physical state, and as long as you're touching, each point at a time, you should be good. Like if you don't feel right, you've got to go back to one or two, what out of three of them, something's imbalanced.
Yeah, there's an imbalance in your life,
And
exactly.
that's what we don't get taught. But hopefully people on Instagram and social media see those kind of positive things and do, and take influence out of them people that you just named, like mentioned. And there's a few people that I look up to, like Anthony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, John Rohn, like they're very big on self-development and how to propel yourself in every situation, because we are even though we all get handed out different cards in life, we still, if we take a bit of time, we can still achieve and get what we want.
Hey,
And
bro,
it's
you know what they say. If you're born broke, that's not your fault. But if you die broke, that's your fault. Because you can
yeah,
make it happen, bro.
no, if you're born into a family that isn't wealthy, that's not your fault. But if you're not
Exactly.
making your family wealthy, that's
That's your
that's
fault.
you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know what they say, generation wealth. It always
Yeah.
starts with you, bro.
This is what I was talking about, 2022, man. Generational wealth, man. Although COVID's been annoying, it has been a very big eye opener, and it's put me in a different space.
Exactly.
Like, I got pissed off because my businesses got closed down because they're traditional, they're tied up in a system. But then it's allowed me to think outside the box and think, do you know what? I'm not happy with that, because when I'm 40, 50, I don't want to be tied down with that. I want to be able to get up and go anywhere in the world and achieve anything I want. But I'm not going to be able to achieve that if I'm systematically tied in here. So this what made me push, Forex more, trading more, and bringing on traders and being able to, because I've got traders from around the world. As long as because with me, I buy the person. I don't really buy the product. I believe in that person. And if they're teachable, or if they're loyal and have respect, we can go far, bro. Because
100%, bro. You can never
like,
grow by
so many
yourself. It's always got to be a team.
I can patch you up with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can teach like. So that's what I look for in nowadays, because I've made a lot of mistakes having business partners where things have gone wrong because I haven't understood their nature, or I haven't understood what they're looking for in me, or what they want in life. Because sometimes you go into business with people, they don't want to do well with you. They want what
Exactly.
you have. Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you need to be a good judge of character, because unfortunately, 2021 has developed those kind of characters. And that's in another way I safeguard myself in this office on my own. And like, no disrespect, but successful, wealthy people have good, like, not all of them, but they have good qualities. There's a reason why they're successful. They have good habits. And the reason why, like, obviously some of them are evil, but no disrespect, but a lot of people who are unhealthy, like not wealthy and are short of money, is because they are lazy. They just
Exactly.
make
So simple.
like, I'm not trying to bad mouth anyone, nothing personal. I'm just saying a character trait. You just they make excuses and they go back to, and they refer to the past. Nah, anyone.
Do you know the fact that you even have to say that you're not trying to badmouth someone? That's how, like, that's how weak the society has become, that you actually got to start putting all these
I want to
disclaimers
touch
out there.
everyone
Do you know what I
positively.
mean?
I want
Yeah.
people to hear what I'm saying and
Yeah.
like go,
Yeah.
raw.
Do
This
you know
guy.
what? But that's how the weak the society has become now. That you actually got to say, like, listen, I'm not talking shit about you, because people are so sensitive nowadays. Like, you can't even give out your opinions. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's honestly crazy nowadays. So crazy. But yeah, man, your mindset is really great. Really, really great mindset. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
33. I'm 33, bro.
Oh, you look young though, bro.
Yeah,
33.
everyone says that, yeah, man.
Yeah. I think he's all the gym, man.
So,
Yeah, it's the gym working out, bro.
thank you, bro.
You got a lot of experience, that means, as well, man. So guys,
Yeah,
understand.
definitely. It's just, do you know what? it's just how you interpret things, isn't it? It's just like, and how you just pick up and go. Like, okay, that's done. It was a lesson. Let's go. Like, people don't progress in life because they think everything's personal and it's hit them, and they have to be stuck with it for the rest. Bro, you're not a tree. You weren't born a McDonald's worker. You weren't born, a billionaire. There were certain things you had to do to achieve that. Why not go and replicate that and do it again? And it's so basic, and I keep saying it's basic, and I know it sounds easy, and it's not easy, but it is if you stick to it and create a ritual and a habit and a tick point. And you're overweight, you run every morning. If you're running every morning, you can't be overweight. You just can't. If you're watching what you put in your, it's so, and adapt that lifestyle and that mental mindset to everything you want to tick off.
Exactly. No, most definitely. Like, just like with anything that you want to achieve, first of all, understand what you are trying to achieve. Understand your goals. After that, break it down and just go for it, man. It's so simple. What makes you or breaks you is your willpower. If you have the willpower to achieve anything in life, like, trust me, I've seen anything in life happen, bro. Anything. I've seen like anything. I've seen like a lot of things, man. Like, literally.
That's what London teaches you, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. Trust me, man.
And we are quite lucky to be aware of it, like to have that sixth sense about us. There's some people that's been wrapped up in it, but they wouldn't know what's what. So we are, even though it's a blessing and a curse. It's
Do you know what? When you live in London, you pretty much see everything, man. You see people getting stabbed. You see people making money. You see people on top.
But even with that, they make it feel okay, like to stab or carry a knife or shoot someone.
Crazy,
and like, I only come like a big window opens when you have kids. Imagine looking after your kid for 20 years, and someone with a knife for an hour, like 2 minutes of their life, gets angry and finishes their life. Look how much energy as a parent or brother you put into that person. Someone could, like, how dare they? Like, but why is it okay? Like, why is it okay? Okay, there's nothing wrong with wearing a hoodie or a tracksuit and blah blah blah, but why are you putting a hood up in the middle of the day and why are you not getting challenged on that? That's okay to be like, okay, but it's just again, it's everyone's different. Everyone's got a different thinking pattern, and this is why I've put myself in Canary Wharf. I've put myself in. That means because I'm safeguarding myself to not to run into those problems. But if you're putting yourself into those areas and those type of people, you're gonna run into that, because that's the standard. Do you know what I mean? Because I get asked a lot. Like, I was like, "What? Why aren't you here? Why aren't you doing?" Bro, like, I already know what time it is. Why am I gonna go and run into that problem? Like, a lot of people need to start saying no as well. A lot of people in society don't know how to say no, man. Like, they need to be thick-skinned and say no to
100%, bro. Hey, bro, like, I grew up in like Newham as well, bro. So trust me, I know what you're talking about. About.
Like, I know it's easy for us as young adults to be, to respect someone who's got energy and who's seemed as popular and blah blah blah. But as an adult now, I'm looking back at it. What the hell was I thinking rating that person? Like, it was just all wrong. Do you know what I mean? It was just, yeah, man, it's just all about safeguarding yourself and putting yourself in certain categories in life where it can never happen to you again. You know.
Most definitely, my brother, man. Most definitely.
What's the YouTube the following saying? Have they got any questions? What do they think about the trades? I've just blabbered on a bit.
Someone said best session ever. People are loving the talks, bro. People are loving the talks.
Is there anything they want to add or they want to touch on, or?
Any questions you guys have, ask us. We only have about 10 people watching now because our session ends at 3 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying it. I remember last week it was only a couple of hours.
Yeah. Our session only stays till 3 o'clock. But we had a good session, man. Good session. Kept it. Let the people hear it, man. Let them hear it. How the psychology tips are needed as well. It's not all about technical.
What really changed my life as well, guys? It's like, because someone's your mum, your dad, your uncle, whatever, it doesn't mean they're right.
Right. Yeah.
Education is key, or not just school education, life education. Like, I've got friends and family where because they're respected and they love their dad so much, they can't excel in life because, like, no disrespect, I don't know, they're Uber drivers or they're restaurant owners, which is fine, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just limiting yourself to that, you know, that like that system, you're never going to be able to excel and ask questions and go around it because your culture and your respecting it. Like, I'm not saying don't disrespect them, but like don't respect them, but it's like, just because they are older or they have to, it doesn't mean they're always right.
Always right, yeah.
You come out your circle and maybe you stay strong and earn more money or get to a higher status in life, and you can turn around and help them instead of staying below them and always looking up to them. Do you know what I mean?
Man, especially, exactly, 100%.
A lot of people that, you know, are stuck there, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
bro, at the end of the day, especially like your father's like, let's say 80 now, they don't even understand this because this was not here when they were young.
From my own experience. My dad, is an Uber driver. Before Uber, he was a cab driver. And like, I've always said to myself, I just don't want to be like, I can't see myself doing this. And like, he's obviously foreign and he's got not an aggressive nature, but he's got an authoritative nature. And whatever he said was right, but it wasn't right because I was going out and meeting people above him, which was proving him wrong. Like, not as a bad person, but because his mum and dad didn't show him. You know, just like my dad, like, okay, you think outside the box. Say if you're a cab driver, why not open up the cab office?
Exactly.
Why not buy the building that owns the cab office? It's not because he's not educated in that way and he can't see past it. Because I see it and I talk like, that's why I've become the person I am, because I've never accepted like that one place, because there's always bigger and better, and you know, you take it up in it, and all of this I'm talking about, bro, it can all be adapted to Forex and life and bettering yourself. And
do you know what, bro, like something like that I can relate to you as well, like on a personal level. So like, you know, one of my uncles, like the guy, I don't know exactly what he does, but he works for like TFO. The guy's making maybe £100 and £100 a day. I don't know, something like that. I'm telling him, like, listen, stop dedicating your hours to money. Why are you working an hour just for £10? You can do this, you can do that. But because he's like 50, 60,
bro,
he doesn't see it, bro.
Know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't see it, bro.
Or some of them are ignorant. They
exactly.
just can't.
They don't want to, bro. They don't want to.
Like,
yeah, because it's kind of like boom, like all their whole life they've been taught they gotta do this to, like, you know, get success, and then all of a sudden you got this, you know, young guy here showing you like, well, you're making £100 a day. I can make that in a second. Forget £100. I'll show you $2,000 just right now. They're like, boom. That's not realistic. That's not sustainable. That's why I'm telling you.
It's up to us to try and change it and influence our loved ones and the people we care about. The one mistake you shouldn't do is try and save the world, because if you're trying to save the world, you're going to end up killing yourself as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that.
No, I'm trying to get my father into crypto now as well. He was like, yeah, I'll give you a couple of £1,000, just go invest into it. I was like, no.
You know what? Sometimes it's best not to get anyone involved, because no matter what happens, it will come and bite you in the ass. You do you, and you do them. If, like, the way I deal with my life now, with my mum and dad, like close people, if they want anything, here's the money, done. Yeah. Bro, trust me, when you start bringing them in and because people are not flexible like you, or people don't work like you. Like, it's no disrespect, they are mum and dads and whatnot, but they're just not cut, and they're just not doing it like us. So
exactly,
are you trying to bring that? It's just too much for them to deal with. If it's money they want, love they want, give it to them, done, close the door, and that's it. Because on the long run, because they're not, unless you educate them and they're about that life now, they're always going to come back to you and give you a headache about it, you know?
Most definitely. No, I agree with 110%. But yeah, at the end of the day, the sort of life that we do live is a little bit lonely as well, because you're not really going to find a lot of like-minded people.
Hard with crypto, Dan, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, when someone can, like, when, you know, when anyone and everyone can come in and put £100 down and make £1,000, we want to ask questions about that, bro. It's a bit nuts.
Exactly.
Like, anything worth having in life, we work for, bro. You're saying we make £1,000, you know, easy.
Yeah.
Like, I've lost thousands of pounds before I'm making thousands of pounds. But
of the game.
when someone's coming into crypto and being able to do like this, it's a bit of a weird like. Do you know what I mean? It's for me. Yeah.
Trust me, man. Losing is part of game, guys. I've seen the ups. I've got a family friend. I was looking at her portfolio. She literally had like about, let's just not say figures, but a couple millions in her crypto. So trust me, everything's achievable, and they must have started from like pennies as well. So everything is achievable, man. Everything's achievable. It's about your willpower, how much you believe in yourself. But honestly, at this point, your trades should be getting stopped at break even after securing a lot of profits down there. No one should have risk on the table now. Anyway, I'm gonna close my MetaTrader 5 as well. But bro, thank you so much for joining us today. Me, and you're more than welcome to join any day that you want. We'll invite you tomorrow as well if you're available. More than welcome to join us. Tomorrow. Really appreciate the
cool guys,
talking
man. All the best.
Everyone, take care. Yeah, have a lovely day. Peace.